Good job, guys. Promise. All right, good stuff. Okay. So there are reactions. So I just want to see some of the reactions, that you have for me today. All right. So today's session is going to be focused on, something very interesting. Over the past week, I've been speaking to people. I've been speaking to people currently looking for a job in the UK or looking at changing careers. Okay, and something very interesting caught my attention, and that's why I feel like this topic is definitely something that we need to talk about today. So I'm just going to go share my screen. The session is going to be about an hour, ridiculously, depending on if we have questions and if we have questions at the end of the session. I'll be willing to take some of your questions. Okay? But long story short, we're going to be talking about this topic. Okay, trapped in care work on a health and care visa. So, like I said, I was speaking to people this week, and majority of them were on the care visa. I would say about 80 to 85% of the people I spoke with this week were on a care visa. All right. And, a good number of them also were looking at making a career change. Now, one of the reasons why they were looking at making a career change was, oh, my sponsor at the moment, they just lost their license. And I'm like, okay, what do you mean by that? And they were like, oh, yeah, so I'm currently working on the care visa. The company I was working with just lost their license. So, when I saw this topic today, I felt like, okay, this is something that most people might be suffering from, or this is might be one issue that a lot of people might be finding difficult to navigate around. All right. So with the calm down on the care visa, okay, there's been a lot of changes. There's been a lot of changes, a lot of, back and forth, companies losing their license, employees looking for sponsors very quickly in order for them to get another job, get another care job, in the next, few years. I think by 2028, the care visa is going to be, scrapped. There's so many things that are, there's so much clamp down on the health and care visa. So you see, the major thing now is, you know, a lot of people initially were running to the health and care visa. They ran to it. It was a safe haven. And I don't blame them. I don't blame most people that, decided to do that, even though that was not what they wanted to do, but it was one of the major means, the fastest means to get sponsorship. All right. So a lot of people ran into it. And I felt it was like a trap, honestly speaking. It feels like a trap. And I feel like the government did that initially, like they did this intentionally to more or less to trap people in that work, in that kind of work. Okay, so you see, they obviously know that most people don't have the right information. So if you come to the UK, and you did your masters, you have 2 years to get a job. 2 years, all right. Now, in order for you to get a job in the UK, it's not that straightforward. It's not, I mean, if you don't have the right support, the right community, you will likely struggle to get a job in the UK, especially if you're just coming from Nigeria, you're coming from Ghana, you're coming from Tanzania, you're coming from Africa, somewhere in Africa, and you land in the UK. Even if you're experienced, like, you would actually still struggle to get a job. Now, talk more of somebody or talk less of somebody that has not looked for a job in the UK. You will struggle to get a job. And eventually, once you struggle for a long time, what happens? You sort of give in and say that, oh, it's going to be difficult for an immigrant to get a job. And the next best thing is to fall down on something that would eventually still sponsor your visa. All right. And that's how they start to, clamp down on people, and, keep people in that role itself. So today we're looking at an escape. All right. So today I want to design an escape room for you to say that, okay, if you feel trapped in the care space, if you feel trapped, like if you feel like this is not what I want to do, the pay is not great, I don't have flexibility of my time, and so on and so forth. That's exactly what the session is tailored to today. So if you're excited about this conversation, please give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if this is something you're excited about. You're something you want to listen to. Awesome, awesome. All right. Let's go. Without wasting too much time, like I said, the session is going to be about an hour. Ridiculously 1 hour, an hour 30 minutes if we have question and answer. So between 60 to 90 minutes, I'll be done with the information. All right. So About Amdari, for the people seeing us for the first time, what do we do? Amdari is solving a critical problem, okay? And one of the major problem that we have today is lack of work experience. All right, and I say this in most of my session. I say that every one of us on the call today, we have currently about 44 people on the call. Most of us are biased towards people that have experience. Okay, we like people, we prefer people that have experience. That's we on an individual level, not on a corporate level, not on an organizational level. On a corporate level, we value people more, that have experience. So take for example, if I want to fix a laptop, I will go somewhere that I know that they have experience fixing this laptop. If I want to fix my car, I won't go look for somebody that just finished, finished a mechanic school or just finished, mechanical engineering. I would go somewhere where people can fix it. I know that they've done it before. They have the experience dealing with this thing before. All right. I want to sew a cloth. I want to sew a suit. I would look for places. I'll go to places that they have experience doing this particular thing itself. If you want to apply for your visa, you want to apply to a UK visa, you would look for a client, you would look for, an agency that has a track record and experience of doing this over and over again. So you see, we are drawn to people that have experience on an individual level. We are drawn to people that have experience. So you see, that's one of the major barriers that we suffer currently, even looking for a job in the UK. So you see, employers today also are drawn to people that have experience. So if today you have always worked in the bank in Nigeria or in Ghana or in Tanzania or in Kenya, you've always worked in the bank, your experience is in the banking sector, but you now move to the UK. All right. But you want to do obviously there are no banking jobs. Banking in Africa is not the same as banking outside the country. So if you want to work in the bank, you have to be looking at investment banking. You have to be looking at even on NB. So all those also, they're very, very tight knitted. They are very strong. It's just difficult. It's also different for you to get a job in those key areas. So you see, you have to settle for something else. Now that your banking experience in Nigeria, in Kenya, how is that experience relevant in this country you've moved to? How is it relevant in the UK? That's exactly the problem. That's the problem we are solving. That experience that you don't have. Oh, I want to get a job as a project manager, but I've never worked before as a project manager. So I go write certificates, I go write all this fantastic stuff. But at the end of the day, most of them are not taking the certificates. All right, I tell them I have my Prince 2, I have my PMP, and so on and so forth, but it's still not enough. What are these people looking for? That's exactly the problem that we are solving. All right. So one of the major things that you need to have at the back of your mind is organizations today favor people that have experience. The same way you prefer someone that has experience, the organizations too, they prefer someone that has experience. And that's essentially that's the problem that we are solving. And we've been existing now the last 2+ years. All right. And we've helped a ton of professionals. Last year alone, we helped over 900 people secure their first job in the tech space in the UK, in Canada, and also in the US. So we have a ton of testimonials. One of the testimonials was what you were listening to before the session started. So we have a ton of people. This year so far, we've done close to 500 people in the first half of this year. And the lady that you were listening to was also in the first half of this year, like barely just about a month ago. So you see, these are people that had no experience in the UK, going through the internship, and now they have a job. So that's essentially the good thing that we are doing for you. So we are helping people, essentially people of the Black community, Africans that are struggling to get to the job. We are making it easier for you guys to get a job. All right. So one of the key statistics, these are the 3 statistics that we live by, that we're very, 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 very laser focused on. And that is 6 out of 10 of our interns will get a job in 4 months. Okay, we'll get a job in 4 months. So what we're saying is, in the 4 months, the internship experience is for 4 months. So what we're saying that in that 4 months internship experience, 6 out of 10 of our interns will get a job. All right. Now the number increases from 6 to 9 within 7 months. So you see, if you join Amdari today, all right, if 10 people join Amdari today, Okay, 6 out of those 10 people will get a job in 4 months. That number increases to 9 within 7 months. Why is there an increase? Why does it increase from 6 to 9? That in that 3 months, what are we still doing to ensure that people still get job even after they've completed the internship? I would explain how all these things work. All right. Now, the second statistics that we live by is 85% of our interns get at least 2 interviews within the first 4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, I would say. All right. 85% of them will get at least 2 interviews. How does that happen? I would explain to you in a few minutes. Okay. 100% of the people that have gotten jobs. I mean, if you listen to the interview, that we played at the start of the session, 100% of them that have gotten job via Amdari, they've gone through the internship, okay? That have gone through the community and they're looking at getting a job. We help these people, based on their experience and everything, using the experience with what they got in Amdari, they are able to get a job. So they say 100% of these people say that the work experience internship and the reference letter that we provide is what helped them get the job. So you see, these are the experiences from our interns. These are the statistics that we live by, that is so important to write, that we are so excited to share with you. And also, more to write on that, the more reason why you have to be here. All right, the more reason why you have to listen to what we have here today. So I have a question in the chat, and it says, is this only for African communities? No, 100%. We have Indians, we have Asians, we have people that are coming in regardless of ethnicity. So as long as the common denominator is you need experience to get a job, and we help you with the experience. So it's not just for Africans. Okay, all right. So let's dive in. Let's dive into the session. Okay. So a perfect example, just to write on what I was saying earlier, a perfect example is Pedro. And I'll play the first 30-40 seconds. Okay, just about 30-40 seconds, just to listen to what Pedro has to say. Now, Pedro got a job with the NHS. All right, got a job with the NHS working as a operations technology security specialist. Now that's a mouthful. Operations technology security specialist is a good word for saying cybersecurity, for people that are not aware. So it's cybersecurity. Okay, so under cybersecurity we have SOC specialist. So SOC means SOC. All right, it's also pronounced as SOC, Security Operations Center Analyst. So he's a SOC analyst, but in the operations side of things. So I'll play the first 30 seconds. And this is someone that went through the program, okay, got a job with the NHS, full visa sponsorship, and and that's through the internship. Okay, so I'm going to play this in a few seconds. Just feel 30-40 seconds. I just want you to listen to the intro. That's all. Now, if you feel the attendance, I'm going to send this videos to you. You can watch them at your own time. But I'm just going to play this, okay?
Thanks so much, Fred.
Let me confirm my audio is loud and clear. Let me just be certain I'm sharing my audio. Okay. All right. So I think this should be live now.
For doing this with us. And congratulations on landing the cybersecurity role. Is it SOC or what's the job title?
It's...
Sorry, give me a thumbs up if you can hear the audio. Just want to confirm. All right.
OT security specialist, but more of OT security. So it's cybersecurity, but in operations technology.
Amazing. And it came with visa sponsorship, correct?
Yes, yes. Role
yeah. Let me blow some confetti, imaginary confetti. Congratulations.
Yeah,
all right. So I would like to know how your experience, right, the work experience at Amdari helped you go from being a job seeker to becoming job ready, right? From the mentorship to the project. How did the work experience help you go from being a job seeker to being job ready?
Okay, so for starters, in my IT career, I've been more of a lone wolf. I like to study on my own, do my certifications, but moving to the UK, I realized that I had to change. I knew I needed some form of mentorship, and that's how I stumbled into Amdari. And yes, the program helped. It provided some guided mentorship that helped me determine the road that was suitable for me and how to navigate to the next chapter. I was already in employment, but I knew I needed to pivot. And yes, the Amdari experience was very important, and it contributed to me landing this new role.
All right, fantastic. So that's Pedro. All right, moved to the UK, did his master's. You heard him; he was already in employment. Okay, but he needed to make a switch. So he switched from the job he was doing before to this visa sponsored job, working with the NHS as an operations technology specialist. So you see, that's exactly what we are doing here. So helping people that might find it difficult to navigate the job market, making it crystal clear how to navigate the job market in order for you to get a job. So the goal here is not for you to just get experience. The goal for you is, I must get a job. I need a job. And that's exactly what we guarantee, okay, at the end of the day, okay? So if you're looking for a job, or you need experience. So where did you get that experience? Amdari. So we provide you with that experience that's required for you to get a job. And the perfect example is what you see here, and that's Pedro. So the key thing here is you need to picture is, you're not the only person in the job market, okay? You're competing against hundreds and thousands of people. Now, how do you separate yourself from these people? That's part of the reasons why we're doing what we're doing today. Now, number one, things we're going to talk about, like I said, we're going to be here for about 60 minutes. I'll try to keep it within an hour, maximum 1 hour. Then we take questions. Now, how to switch to a sponsored tech role without losing your immigration status. This is very important. All right. Quite a number of people, are tired about their job and they just quit. Oh, I don't like this job, but I'm going to quit. And there's nothing, there's no sponsorship, no nothing. So in the same vein, how do you switch? There's no gap. So you're moving from your care work or your social work or the support work, and you're going straight to like a project management role, okay, or a data analyst role, or a cybersecurity role. How do you make that switch without, there's no lag, there's no gap in the process? We're going to talk about that very briefly. Also, your pathway to securing a visa sponsored job within 4 months. How do we do it? We will discuss it. Now, how does the Amdari experience guarantee you this job? Okay, this job that you say you're looking for. How does Amdari guarantee this experience? I'm going to talk about that also. Last but not the least, I have a special and limited offer for people that wait to the end of the session. So if you wait to the end of the session, I'm going to be sharing something amazing, a special offer for you if you're looking at getting started. Now, who is this person speaking to you? My name is Ifemena Ipro. The first thing I would like to say to you about myself is I also struggled to get a job. All right, I struggled. I won't lie to you. So I come from a non-technical background. So I studied economics in university, undergraduate, studied economics, got my first job in management consulting. I had nothing to do with tech. Okay, tech was far away from me. Okay, but eventually I saw the need to, move, to make a transition, to a pivot from my current career to my past career to tech, what I do today. And it took me about 2 years to get my first job. 2 years. All right. So you see, the things I'm teaching you today are things that I've probably garnered over the last, couple of years of my life. So I'm trying to squeeze it into like a 1 hour session. All right. So you see, I pivoted into the tech space, and it took me 2 years to get a job. And that's what really gave birth to the platforms I co-founded. So Amdari today. I'm the co-founder to Amdari. I'm also the co-founder to Tenalytics. And combined together, we've helped a ton of people. Now, the current number is sitting at over 3,000 people transition in the last 6 years of my experience helping people, navigate the job market, get a job. I've helped well over 3,000 people in this 6 years duration to get their first job. And that's like a career milestone for me, honestly, helping people like myself, like anybody, people within the minority community, people like literally, we just help people that are looking to get a job, ensure that they get a job. So in my own experience, I've worked as a data analyst, I've worked as a data scientist, I've worked in business intelligence, I've worked in data engineering, I've worked in business analyst, as a business analyst, I've worked as a project manager. My experience has spanned quite a number of industries, and I've done a lot of pivoting, honestly speaking, parallel, horizontally. I've transition from data to data to data, transition out of data to business, from business to project. So my experience spans quite a number of experiences. From Ireland, I worked in Ireland, I worked in the UK. Currently, I'm based in Canada. I've worked for businesses in the US. So my experience has spanned leading analytics, leading transformation, change, and so on and so forth. That's been my experience. So when I'm speaking to you today, I'm speaking from my personal perspective. I'm speaking from my wealth of experience, my knowledge. All right. And I love to impact people. That's something I love to do. So I'm looking forward to see how we can work together, long story short. So that's my experience. And that's what I want to, write on today. So you see, we're going to start off very simple by saying that if you recently just relocated to the UK, that excitement is going to be unreal. That excitement is 100% guaranteed. I'm happy. I'm excited to be in the country. I'm in the UK. Take a picture. Put it on Snapchat, put it on Instagram, put it on TikTok, whatever the case might be. That excitement is there. All right, you're seeing everything, the colors, the grasses, everything just looks different, and you're so excited. Now, the next phase after that excitement is reality. That reality check. All right, and that's where you need to know that, okay, I have bills to pay. Okay, I have bills to pay. I have to pay for my electricity, I have to pay for my rent, I have to pay for my mobile, I have to pay for, there's so many things you need to pay for. You need a job, and that's why they call it survival job. Okay, that's why we call it survival job. I never tried to use the word menial. I don't call it a menial job. It's not a menial job. Menial just seems a little bit derogatory. All right, so I like to call it survival because everybody has to go through it one way or the other. So take, for example, me here today, I worked in a warehouse, and warehouse is one of the very popular survival jobs. Okay, customer service representative, another type of survival job. Restaurant, working in a restaurant, another type of survival job. Can anybody tell me another type of survival job that you do or you know of, that is not on the list? To me, I think these are the top 4 anyways. Are there any other ones that you know? Let me see. Are there any other ones that you know that are not on the list today? Let's see. So I have a warehouse, I have care worker, I have warehouse, I have customer representative, and I have restaurants. So I feel like these are the top 4. Is there any other one that is not on the list that you might be doing, or somebody is doing it, or you've heard people do it that is currently not on the list? Let's see. Let me see. All right, kitchen assistant. Well, still in the restaurant. Cleaning, yes. Security also. I just remember security is also a big one. Yeah, I would have passed as a bouncer at one point in my. Retail. Yes, retail is working in Lidl, working in Tesco. Yes, 100%. Cleaning also. Cleaning is on 100%. Yes. Very good stuff. I mean, these are all survival jobs. Store assistants, that's also very important. That's another very good one. All right, yeah. These are the roles are there. We know what survival means. But you see, survival now, a lot of people anyways selected the care worker. Most people most people selected the care work. I was in the UK. I lived in the UK for over 3 years, about 3 years. All right. And I'll tell you this, most people were going for the care work because even most people, once they finish their masters like this, the next thing is care work. Just get a care visa, get visa sponsorship. Salary at the time was about 27,000 pounds. Salary wasn't great. So a lot of people would say, okay, let me just get a care visa. It's just 5 years. It's just 5 years. It's just 5 years. It's just 5 years. I don't know how people do the mathematics, but 5 years to me is massive, man. 5 years, without, you get your visa at the end of the 5 years, you get your ILR, you get all those things. But 5 years just seems like a long time to do something that is such a very hard work. Okay, it's such a hard work, and I give my salute to anybody in the care space. I feel like you guys are, honest. I worked in a warehouse, and I felt the warehouse was stressful. Okay, night shift, lifting heavy boxes, working on the machines, doing all those. I felt it was hard work. But speaking to people, in my experience, helping people navigate careers, and I speak to people who work in the care space, and I see the kind of hours some people work. Okay, I see the number of clients, the number of things that they need to do on a daily, on a weekly basis. I just feel like that's a lot of work. It's just a lot of work. So I give you all the respect and all the. I mean, I think those guys are absolutely, very absolutely hard workers. But life doesn't have to be hard like that. So people choose that 5 years because it was the easiest. I don't need to write any assessment. I don't need to do too much. I don't need to know book. I don't need to be smart. I don't need any experience. I can just get a job. But you see, a lot of people are trapped in that cycle, okay, in that care work at the moment, and they don't know the way out. So the UK is clamping down on this care worker visa, okay, and that's because in the last time, like, I'm going to share the timeline with you, which is the easiest. I don't think any of the survival job is the easiest. I don't think any of them. So it's called a survival job. It's not supposed to be easy. It's for you to survive. Warehouse is hard. You see my muscles today. I have muscles today, and the way I garnered my muscle, the way I was able to get muscle was working in a warehouse. The kind of boxes, the machinery parts, the machine parts I had to carry, my back. I'm very grateful to God that my back is still good. I had a couple of guys that were bedridden for some days because of lifting those boxes. So I don't think anyone is honestly easier, to be honest with you. Kitchen assistant are very people, standing for hours, just, doing dishes, like just washing plates, and it's not easy. It's not supposed to be easy. That's why it's survival. You're just getting the money to just survive so you can find your route. Same thing with care workers, same thing with store assistants, same thing working in Tesco. I don't think you're allowed to sit down, okay? So you're standing for hours, okay? All right, so let's go back to the care visa, okay? So you see, a lot of changes has happened in the last, I'll say, over in the course of 2 years. A lot of changes has been made, and one of the major ones is starting in 2025. All right, so the new overseas sponsorship for care workers, SOC 6135 and 6136. So this is a SOC code, okay? Was closed. Okay, so I kept a link here for you guys to read more about it. So if you click on the link, it will take you to this particular web page, and it is NHS employers, basically just informing everything about the care visa. So updates, changes, and everything, salary thresholds. I think it's a wonderful read. So if you feel the attendance, I'm going to send this link to you. So all you need to do is just provide your information, name, email. That's all you need, honestly speaking. We'll send the email to you, the link, and everything that you need for this documentation, okay? So now, once you fill the attendance, I'll send everything to you so you can read it. And it's such a wonderful read because they broke it down into key points, okay? And there's a part where you see the care worker SOC 6135 and senior care worker SOC 6136 will no longer be available or no longer be able to make new application for visa. What's the meaning of this? Breakdown in simple English. It means people from back home in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Tanzania, in wherever part of Africa or any part of the world, all right, people could easily just get a job as a care worker in Africa somewhere or in Asia somewhere, and they can come to the UK to come work. They get sponsored to get to work. That has been scrapped. That doesn't exist anymore. All right. So you see, once they stop that, okay, they stopped that particular one. They now started moving into the people that are inside the country. Okay, people that are inside the country, people that are working in care, working within the country, working within the UK. All right. So today, you still have legal right to work. Okay, to work in the care space, still get sponsored, but there's a timeline for you to switch. Okay, there's a timeline. And you see, they've given a timeline, I think it's in 2028. Okay. So that's, some people will say it's 2 years. I still have 2 years. I mean, all right. I still have 2 years, but you see, that's 2 years of you still doing the kind of job you're doing, first off. Secondly, it's also very limited to say, oh, I have 2 years. Things can change. Like I said, I was speaking to people this week and I got a couple of them saying that, oh, my organization, the company I was working as a care worker, their license just got revoked. Okay, so it means if the company gets revoked, every single person under that company loses their license, loses their visa. And that's such a risk. I mean, it's only if you're working with the NHS, that might be where you're slightly safer, but still not safe, to be honest with you, because there's so much clampdown on the health and care visa. So you see, you have the legal rights to be in the country today. You have your legal, you can work as a care worker, visa sponsored. You can even renew, all right? But what's the guarantee? That's the major question. That's the way the question mark. There's so many question marks in there. So you see, by the end of this year, the immigration salary list flexibility phases out. So what does that impact you? You know, they're going to be removing the salary from the salary immigration salary list in the sense that this career path are not they cannot sponsor you. That's what it means. All right, so you won't be able to get sponsorship because they're not on the list, the immigration salary list, the what do you call it, the threshold list. All that is going to be removed. So it means if you're in the country, you can't get sponsored, you know, at the end of the year. So by the end of the year, sponsorship for care worker is likely going to be eradicated. That's what it means. And last but not the least, transitional switching extension arrangement expected to end. So you see, in order for you to move from your care worker to another visa type, like a skilled worker visa or something else, all right, you have until the 22nd of July 2028. So they've given people 3 years to make a switch. 3 years to make a switch. So this year, the 22nd of July 2026 is going to make it year 1. 27, year 2, 28, year 3. So you have 3 years to make a switch. We would have people today that would say that, you know, I don't need to do too much. I don't need to change. I don't need to change. I don't need to change. I don't need, and that's the way 3 years is going to elapse. And the clampdown comes, and then your visa is revoked, and you have to go back to your home country. So you have enough time now to make a change. You can make a switch. That's exactly what the session is all about. How do you make this switch without a gap? How do you transition from your care experience to, you know, a project management role that still sponsors your visa and even pays you more money? Do you understand? And you don't have to go to work every single day, or even if you have to go to work every day, it doesn't matter. They pay you more. You have your evenings to yourself, all right? You have your time to yourself, you know, and all that. So now, waiting is not a neutral choice. I'm going to wait. Things are going to change. I cannot get a job. I'm a care worker. How do I move from care work to business analyst, to project management, to cybersecurity, to data analytics? How do I make this change? It's too hard. Is it hard? Not really, honestly speaking. Is it going to take your time a little bit? Yes, it will take your time. But is there success at the end of the tunnel? 100%. All right. So what are closed and what is still open? That's what we want to address now. What is closed? New overseas recruitment into care worker and senior care worker roles are closed. That's closed. And like I said, so people coming from Africa or anywhere in the world to say that, oh, I got a job from my own country as a care worker and you move to the UK, that is closed. That does not happen anymore. All right. Any first-time entry clearance application into these roles from outside the UK. So basically, if you're outside the UK, the door is shut. You cannot get a care work and move to the UK anymore. All right. What is still open? Extend your current health and care visa. That's open, like I said. So today, you can easily still switch. You can still extend. So every year, you can extend your care worker until 22nd of July 2028. All right, that's the deadline. Okay. Now, switch employer within the same SOC code. So maybe you are your care worker with one, you know, a care company, okay, and you want to move to the NHS. You can make that switch. It's still the same care work to care work. You can switch within the same SOC code. That's okay. You can get a new employer that maybe the pay is slightly better. You can make a switch. Okay. Now, last but not the least is switching into a different sponsored role, a route, and entirely. So what I'm talking about here is getting another job Okay, getting a job as a data analyst, a business analyst, a project manager. Are these things feasible? 100%. And I'm going to share a testimonial of somebody very soon that did the same thing, all right, from the internship. All right. So all you need to know, you need to understand, with all these things that are open, all these things that are still open, you have until the 28th of July 2028. You have until 22nd of July 2028. And I'll say this, you don't have time. Okay. Don't say, oh, it's still in 2 years' time, so I have enough. You don't have enough time. The same way people wait 2 years to get a sponsored job, not care work, sponsored job, and they say, oh, I have time, it's 2 years. And all of a sudden, in 6 months, it is 5 months, it is 3 months, it is 1 month, and they have to go back to their own country. Don't be surprised. Don't be proactive rather than reactive. Now you have 2 years. How do you start? That's the question you need to understand. Staying isn't automatically the safe choice. Okay, staying. I'm just going to stay where I'm at. I'm not going to play anything. I'm not going to do anything too risky. That is not a safe choice. That's not a safe bet. So sponsor license risk is rising. Okay, so your sponsor, the person the company that can lose their license, what happens to you? You have 3 months to get another job. 3 months to get another job that will sponsor your visa. 3 months. Is that not better than you starting something else and get you into a role that can easily sponsor your visa? That's the first thing. So the sponsors licenses are being revoked. Okay, so if the company you're working with today loses their license, you also automatically lose your own visa, and you have 3 months to go and search for another job. All right. Now the other thing is dependent rights have tightened. So if you get a job as a care worker, it doesn't really afford you to bring in your family anymore. You can't bring in your family. So sponsored into the 6135 and 6136 after 11th of March 2024, you generally cannot bring dependents into the country. You don't have the right to do that. Your visa doesn't give you the right to bring in your family members. And that's also tight, because if you're married, you have a family back home, wherever you're coming from, you need to bring your family into the UK. All right. The skilled worker visa doesn't have those limitations. So why not try? That's the question. What's hindering you from trying? So if you try and you get a job, is that not fantastic? You have your family, better job, better life schedules, and everything else. Okay. Last but not the least, the wage ceiling is structural. What does it mean? Care worker now is tied to a national pay scale. RQF6, level 6 tech roles have materially been different on reason the sales salary trajectory. So what am I saying with the salary? For you to get sponsored in the UK today, it's £41,700. All right, 41,700 is the baseline. All right, so some people would say that, oh, I want to get a job as a graduate entry level job, and all that. And I tell you, that's just a waste of your time. If you think you will get a job that is 35,000 or 38,700, you're just wasting your time. It's just a waste of time, to be honest with you. And that's because those graduate level roles are super competitive. You want to get a job, with Bank of America, graduate entry level. Those roles are super, super competitive. Now, not because of anything, nothing special. It's just competitive with the volume of people that are going to be applying for those jobs. Now, for every experience level role that you see online, the average application is about 250 to 300. Okay, so for every application that you see, okay, when we go on the job board now and we try to apply for a job, the average application for the experience role is between 250 to 300 applicants. For an entry level role, it's in the thousands. It's at least 1,500. Why? Because that graduate is meant for people that just finished university. Okay? So that's why you have a lot of assessment, you have a lot of interview process to weed out so many people. And also the timeline is not short, okay? It's long. So I'm not saying it's not doable. I'm just saying that looking at the time frame for most people that are looking for sponsorship, that's not the route to take. That's not the route to take. You don't have 6 months to go through the recruitment process, assessments, and all those things to get your job. So the wage ceiling is phasing out the care worker salary. Okay, so that care worker the salary for care worker and all that is being phased out. All right. So now, what's the legal step that you can take? The legal steps you can take today to move from your care worker visa to a full visa sponsored job. All right. Full visa sponsored. All right. So I would say we have the 3 month rule. Okay, so you legally must have worked with your employer for at least 3 months. All right. So if you get a healthcare worker visa today, all right, you get an healthcare worker visa today, you need to work with that employer for at least 3 years. Okay, 3 months, sorry, 3 months before you can make a switch. Okay, before you can make any switch. So if today you just started working yesterday or last month, you need to wait for 3 months with that employer before you can switch. So there's a 3 months rule. Okay, that's the first thing you need to recognize. So if you've been working for like over a year, then this does not apply to you. All right. Now, meet RQF level 6. I can tell you for free, most people that are doing care job that I've met, they have their masters. They have a master's. So I mean, this is just like it's easy peasy for most immigrants that are currently in the UK. They have their masters, they have their BSc. So RQF level 6 is basically BSc. It's your BSc. So most people have their masters, even above the RQF level 6. All right. Now the next thing is meet salary rates. Okay, meet the salary threshold essentially. So the next thing is for you to, and we're going to talk about this in a few. We'll settle on this a little bit. Okay, and the last but not the least is get a willing sponsor. Now this is where a lot of people would struggle. Okay, where do I get a job that will sponsor my visa? How do I get this? How do I get a job that will sponsor my visa? That is exactly where people find it difficult. And that's what we're going to spend the most time on today. All right. And just to ride on our success factor, some of our successes. And you see, these are people that got a job, towards the end of last month, just a few of them. All right. And these are 2 people. And the reason why I brought in these 2 people is they got a job with the NHS. Okay. And that's to tell you that if you're looking at moving your career, you want to get a job, the NHS is one of the best places for you to apply to get a job. So somebody got a job as a data scientist. Okay. And we also have somebody that got a job in the HR department, HR analytics, data analytics, HR analytics. So if you look at you see this here. So you can see this is addressed to me. If I'm in an ePro, you would also see that, say the above named person has been offered the position of a data scientist and has been given permission for us to approach you for a reference. And this is why, at the start of the session, I told you 100% of the interns that got a job will say the work experience and the reference letter is what helped them get the job. Now, why is this reference letter? Why is it very important for companies to use? Long story short, the reference is important because that's what guarantees your UK experience. So a lot of people today would work in the warehouse with the hope that, okay, I work in the UK, I work in the UK. Now I work in the warehouse, I'm working in the care office. I have UK experience, so I've worked in the UK. So people read it linearly. I currently work in the UK as a care worker. I currently work in the UK as a warehouse operative. It means I have UK experience, but that's not what UK experience means. UK experience means that have you worked as a data scientist in the UK? Have you done it with somebody in the UK? Have you done this data science thing that you say you know how to do? Have you done it for a company here in the UK? That is UK experience. So you see a lot of people today that are applying for jobs. I see their CV and they have care and they're applying for project management role. They're applying for data analyst role. Do you know how it feels like? Let me paint a scenario for you. And I painted a scenario recently. Okay. You want to fix your laptop. Okay. You get into the store. You get excited. Oh, I'm going to fix my MacBook. You get into the store and the person that approaches you, shakes your hand. The person has, the person has Michael on their lapel. Okay, and you looked closer at the name and you saw cleaner at the bottom. Okay, so the person has a cleaner on the lapel PO. So Michael lapel cleaner. And all of a sudden, the person says, "Oh, you want to fix your laptop? What are you in for today? Oh, I want to fix my laptop. The screen broke and I need to fix it. Okay, bring it. Let me take a look at it." You're likely going to hesitate to say that, bro, you have a clean. Are you the cleaner or you're a supervisor? Please go and get me a supervisor. I can't give you my MacBook for you to fix. That's exactly the situation. You cannot have a CV that shows, okay, you worked maybe in other places as a project manager, but your most recent place of work is now in the warehouse. Nobody's going to trust you. It feels like you're a liar. Okay, it feels like you're lying. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. So you cannot have track record of good things, and all of a sudden you have warehouse or care worker on the top of your CV to say that, "Ah, I have UK experience, so this is my UK experience." No, it doesn't work that way. So the reason why these people are asking for reference is because they want to back up that data science experience. All right, and that's exactly why they are doing the reference. And if you go on the other side, also you see, the above named person has been offered the post of people HR advisor. Okay, like I said, it's majorly HR analytics. If you have data analytics, HR, so you see a lot of advisor roles, analyst roles. That's exactly where it fits in, and has given permission to us to approach you for reference. You see this consistently. All right. And you see, this is to, the same set of people that, these are people that have gotten a job going through Amdari. Okay. So this is just a few of them. Trust me. Okay. So now let's make it easy for you to get a job. Okay. Let's make it easy for you to move from your care worker to a proper job. That's exactly what we want to paint in the next 10-15 minutes. Okay. So upon completing your master's, okay, and having worked as a care worker, what's next? So you've completed your master's, you have your master's, or even if you don't have your master's, it doesn't even matter. You have worked in care. What's the next thing for you? Okay. So, how do you leverage this, your healthcare experience? Is it useful? Most people would ask, can I leverage this experience? Is menial job? Can I leverage this experience? I'm going to answer that question shortly. So you see, there are 3 questions you need to answer. Okay. What's the right career for me? First off, that's the first question. What's the right career for you? Now, right is very subjective because right is not, oh, I like to talk to people, so I want to go and do customer service. No. All right. Right is in the eyes of sponsorship. Okay, in the eyes of sponsorship, we need to look at this with sponsorship. Okay, in view of sponsorship. So, what's the right career for me to get sponsored? Let me just put it that way. All right. So, how do I get the work experience needed for the job? Okay, I've never worked as a project manager before. I've always worked in the care space. How do I get this job? Don't worry, I'm going to answer the question in a few minutes. How do I guarantee success with my job application? So if I get started today, I have the right career, I've gone through Amdari with the work experience. How do I guarantee success with my job application? That is exactly what we are going to talk about in the next 10 minutes. So the right career, first off, in 2 minutes. What does the right career mean? I tell you, focus on acquiring skills, experience in careers that guarantees you sponsorship. Don't waste your time. Focus on acquiring skills and experience in careers that guarantees you visa sponsorship. And I have here on the left, avoid reliance on your degrees and certificates. So a lot of people are so hell-bent on, oh, I did my master's in AI and something and data science. Oh, I did my master's in finance. Oh, I did my master's, I worked as a banker. All those things, please remove that cap. Remove all those things that you've done, remove it and put it to the side. First off, put it to the side because it doesn't help in any way. All right. So your degrees and your certificates, trust me, it doesn't help. It doesn't help. And I say this every single time. If you have a PMP, for example, you're going into project managers, you have PMP, you have Prince 2, you have everything all the certificates. And if somebody else doesn't have all those certificates and the two of you go for an interview, okay, who would likely get the job would be the person that has experience. Why? In an interview, they ask what we call situational based question. They don't ask you multiple choice, A, B, C, D. Choose one. No, they ask you what we call situational based question. Tell me about a time. And I'm going to do a practical. I'm going to do a practical for you. I'm going to show you exactly how this works out in real life. Okay. So your past experience is also valid. Okay. But valid in the sense that valid in the sense that valid in the sense that you can leverage it. Okay, not, oh, I worked in the bank in Nigeria, so I'm looking for something in finance. No, finance is different from banking. They're not the same thing. Okay, so, oh, I worked in customer service in Nigeria. I mean, you're now in the UK, you cannot, customer service cannot sponsor your visa. Digital marketing cannot sponsor your visa. So you're saying, oh, I did digital marketing in Nigeria, so I'm looking for a job as a digital marketer here in the UK. Please, that's the mindset you need to change, because you're looking for visa sponsorship. You're not looking for a job. You're looking for a job that will guarantee your visa sponsorship. So focus on acquiring skills and experience in careers that guarantees you a job. Now, if you're looking at that, I've added a link here. So you see, if you click on this link, all right, it will take you to the SOC code, okay, to all the occupations that can sponsor your visa. All right, that can sponsor your visa. So you see here, the table is sorted in order of occupation codes, where the smallest number at the top. You may be able to use the website. Okay, if you cannot find your job on the list, try looking at the similar job titles on occupation. So this provides you with everything that you need with all the occupations that can sponsor your visa in the UK. But you see, the focus for us was how fast you get a job. The focus is on how fast. So if you feel the attendance, in the charts, I'll send all these links to you. The recording of the session, all the practicals we're going to do, I'm going to send everything to you. So please feel the attendance if you want to get access to everything. All right. So we're looking for fast. Okay. Remember, 4 months is what we want to work with. The internship is for 4 months. How do you get a job within 4 months? So we are looking at volume. Okay, volume of application, demand for these roles. How demanding, are these roles in terms of, are there organizations that are consistently recruiting for these roles? That's our focus. Now, for example, digital marketing. If I go to the NHS website, will I get how many jobs will I see in digital marketing? Do you get what I mean? You won't see a lot. Software engineering, for example, you would also not find a lot. Okay, so you have seen people reach out to say that, oh, what about software development? It's a good career path, but are employers employing in numbers? That's exactly what you need to understand. And that's why we focus on this career path: data analytics, data science, cybersecurity, business analysis, and project management. We focus on this career path because of demand. Okay, so if I have data, if I have my healthcare experience, I have all these things, and I need to get a job in 4-6 months, how do I work with this? That's exactly what we have on the screen. We focus on this career path because of this. And if you look at these codes, all the codes are there. All right, so if you let's take a look at one of them, just because of time. We don't have so much time anymore. I'm just going to keep it, but I won't rush. Don't worry, I won't rush. Okay, all right. So you see, these are roles that can sponsor your visa. So you see 2135, you see cyber operations defense specialist, cybersecurity management and governance specialist. That's GRC. So if you take a look at what we have there, you'll see we have focus on SOC and threat intelligence, and we have GRC. GRC is such underrated. All right. A lot of people don't want to. I don't know why we don't get a lot of people that are interested in GRC. So GRC is underrated and it's less technical, very good for people that love to talk to people, love to document. That's a fantastic career for you. So you see here, you have cybersecurity management and governance specialist, but you also have forensic computer specialist. So basically forensic is basically, auditing something, trying to figure out something. That's where the threat intelligence comes in. That's where the likes of SOC comes in and all that. Okay. You'll see quite a number of roles there. You see DevOps engineer, You see IT consultants and so on and so forth. Let's take a look at 2133. You see, okay, IT business analyst, okay, computer analyst and scientist, data architects, data engineers. You see all these IT business analysts. If you scroll up, you see IT project managers. You see IT project managers. So these roles are higher skilled. You see all of them higher skilled, meaning that they can sponsor your visa easily if you get a role in this job title. So let's establish something before we move on. All right. This career path is focused on quick. Okay. How can I learn, get all these experiences, apply for jobs, and get something within 4 to 7 months? Okay, that's exactly what we're working on. All right, so that's what we're working on. If you've completed a course, I have it there as a caveat. If you've completed a course, you are better than 70% of people that are applying for jobs in this category. Okay, you're already better than 70%. So if you have taken a course, a program, you are better than 70% of any of the applicants in this. So you see, we have a question here, and that is, can I leverage my care and healthcare experience to apply for jobs, especially with the NHS? The answer is yes. My slides are already bounced in, so I wanted to ask you guys, okay? But what do you guys think about this? Can I leverage my care and healthcare experience to getting a job in the UK? Let me ask you guys, would you agree with me, yes or no? Would you agree with me, yes or no? Would you agree with me, yes or no? Would you agree with me? Okay, yes. You can give me a thumbs up. You could put it in the comments. I'd like to see that. Okay. All right. Also, I can see quite a number of thumbs up already. All right. Yes, 100%. And for this case, we're going to take a look at what we do. So I'm going to bring in my browser. Okay. And we're going to go. This is going to be a live demo. Okay. So let's come here and let's go to the NHS jobs. The reason why we're looking at NHS is because the NHS is one of the biggest employer of labor. All right. So if you're looking for a job, and I can tell you the NHS is a good place for you to look into. All right. Especially if you're looking at sponsorship and you have healthcare experience, it's a no-brainer. NHS should be what you should be chasing. So now let's take a look at any role. Okay. What role should we look at? Let's look at the role of a business analyst. We'll look at project management if we have enough time. Okay. Now, let's take a look at the role of a business analyst. So you see what I'm talking about, the number of roles that are open. So you see 3,800. And you can make your search better. Okay. And I'll do that for one of them. So if I'm looking at business analyst, the role of a business analyst is not, most roles might not just carry the role business analyst. It could be business data analyst. It could be process analyst. So I have a couple of keywords here. So I added 2 other keywords, process and change. So majority of the business analysts will be doing process improvement projects or change projects or so on and so forth. All right. So I'm going to look at that. Okay. And you see it improves the search. So from 3,000 now, I have about 8,000 jobs that are currently open. So that's one of the tricks also that people don't understand about the NHS. Now, you're looking for visa sponsorship. 8,000 jobs cannot sponsor your visa. It's not all of them that can sponsor your visa. All right. So what do? We're going to apply some filter. Okay. So working pattern. Now, if you're looking for a visa sponsored job, it has to be a full-time job. Okay, it can't be part-time. Okay, now first thing, working pattern is full-time. Next thing, contract is, you don't need to write this down, just watch the session. The recording will be given to you if you fill the attendance. Okay, now contract type, it has to be permanent. Okay, pay range, also we're looking at a salary of 41,700 and above. So we're looking at 40 to 50,000 pounds to 50 to 60 pounds. All right. So you see, these are the filters that we're going to apply. So working pattern, full-time, contract type, permanent, and salary range 40 to 50, 50 to 60,000 pounds. Okay. And then apply filter. Now that your 8,000 roles has reduced to 1,622. All right. So now you know that these jobs are full-time, permanent, and the salary is within my threshold. Now let's jump straight into it. All right. So you see, you have a technical analyst role, you have a behavioral analyst role, you have your senior infrastructure analyst role. You have quite a number of roles now that you can take a look at. So from data analyst to business intelligence. Now the good thing about the business analysis internship is you are also going to do analytics. Okay, so you can apply for some data analyst roles. So like this, this technical analyst role, for example, let's just take a look at this. It's with NICE. NICE is National Institute of Health and Care Excellence. So let's take a look at this technical analyst role. All right, let's do a deep dive. The role is ideal for individuals with strong backgrounds in evidence-based practice who can read, who are ready to apply and deepen their expertise. You'll bring experience in analyzing and interpreting complex data alongside solid understanding of research methods and all that. The research methods, elicitation techniques, requirement gathering, and so on and so forth. We're going to talk about that talk about that now. The reason why I'm saying the role of the business analyst here is very critical. If you take a look at the responsibilities, that's where you get to see it clearly. Now, lead the planning of evidence review, shaping review questions and protocols to support guideline development. That's the key role of a business analyst, leading those kind of sessions, okay? Those planning events, leading everybody, stakeholders to ensure that they arrive at the destination. That's exactly what you're doing, all right? And you look at every other thing that you have there. Work closely with information specialists to design and refine process. So if you're trying to build your current process and your to-be process, who do you talk to? Stakeholders. Stakeholders to understand the current process. All right. So now you're talking to who? You're working closely with information specialists to design and refine such strategies, ensuring comprehensive identification and relevant research evidence. That's one of the key roles of a business analyst. So if you take a look at all the skills, all these things that you have here, you see it ties to critically the role of a business analyst, okay? And if we do the same thing for the role of let's do the same thing for the role of a project manager, all right? So project manager, you can add certain other keywords, project manager, coordinator, PMO, so on and so forth. You can add quite a number of other. I mean, if you're willing to get started, you will provide this with you. So you see, for project manager, we have about 10,000 jobs currently open, but let's add our filters. So let's add full-time, contract type, permanent, and then salary pay range will be 40 to 50, 50 to 60,000 pounds. And I'm going to apply filter, and it's going to filter it from that to over 2,000 jobs, which is still very good. Okay. Now you have a digital project manager. Salary is between 49 to 56,000 pounds. Okay, which is good. We don't have enough time to go through every single one of them, but in your spare time, take your time to look at them and let's see how we can work it out. So now take a look at this. And for this particular one, you'll see this now. All right. The post order will lead the delivery of digital projects that support organizational priorities, ensuring they are completed on time, within budget, and of high standard using the Prince2 methodology. Now, most people will go and rush and get a certificate in Prince2. Okay, but let's still look at it. All right, let's take a look at this. So you see, extensive knowledge of project management and strategic planning requirement, experience in managing projects. Okay, experience in managing projects, relevant experience in core areas gaining through previous employment, significant experience at a senior level, significant experience working with other agencies, track record of influencing and challenging, all right, and so on and so forth. Well, you see now, desirable, previous NHS experience. Now, we have a tool called CV Matchly. So if you come on board, CV Matchly will be assigned to you. You'll be given a tool called CV Matchly. So I'm going to show you how CV Matchly works, and it will recommend what you need to have in order for you to apply for this role. Okay, so if I take a look at CV Matchly, I'm going to remove the CV I have there so I can show you very well. So this is CV Matchly. Okay, so it would extract the job description by itself. By default, it will extract the job description. Okay. And I'm going to upload my CV. I have a project management CV, so I'm just going to go to my device. I think I have a CV there, but I'm just going to do this for the sake of everybody. So I'm going to go to CV, I have a project management role, a project manager CV, and I'm going to click on this. I have a question in the chat. I'll take that question in a few minutes. All right. If Imena, this is my project, this is my CV, I've uploaded my CV, and you see it's currently analyzing my CV against the job description. Now let's see, at the end of it, it's going to give me a score. And my score currently is 84%, which is relatively good. All right. But you see, your CV is below the hiring score. Let CV Match optimize it above the 90%. Now, a lot of people will feel like an 84% is great. It's good. It's okay. But 84 means that they're going to have to intuitively read my CV to know if I can do the job. All right. So my CV is okay. It's great. But they will need to read my CV and intuitively ask themselves, can this person do the job? That's exactly what is there. So you see, missing, we have 11 keywords that are missing, very important keywords that are missing. Now, you see, it comes with also sponsorship analysis. Okay. So it's not all the NHS trust that can sponsor your visa. That's something everybody don't know. Most people don't know this. So you see, the NHS trust that can sponsor your visa, you see. So this is the Hertfordshire and this, I don't know how to pronounce this, the Worcestershire. Okay, pardon my pronunciation. All right, Health and Care NHS Trust. So you see, they have a worker A rating, meaning that they can sponsor you on your skilled worker visa, and everything else is above the threshold. Everything is good. The keywords that are missing, everything here missing. Okay. Now I'm going to go to CV optimization. Okay, to sort of let you know what is missing. So you see, AI suggestion, what the tool is suggesting, and based on what it has gone through to read. Add any relevant experience or familiarity with NHS or UK healthcare projects if available. So it's telling you to showcase that you have healthcare experience. All right. Include any involvement with clinical transformation project or electronic, that's EHR. Okay. Electronic patient records rollout. So it's asking you for healthcare experience. So you see where your healthcare experience comes in play. So even if you were taking care of people, support and all that, it's irrelevant. It's care experience, it's healthcare experience, and that's exactly what they're looking for. How do we now refine that experience is a key question. How do we refine that your care experience is the key question. All right. So I'm currently working in care, but I never did anything that has to do with project management. That's exactly where we come in. Okay, that's where the experience, that's where the entire internship experience comes in play. I don't like to use the word internship. I like to use the word work experience program. So it's we taking that your care experience and refining it into project management, into business analysis, into data analytics. And that's what has helped people get jobs with the NHS, with PwC, with KPMG, with the banks, and so on and so forth. All right. So without taking too much time, I want to show you something. And this is to tell you why certificates and you going ahead to go get all the certificates are not important. I'm going to bring in ChatGPT. Okay. I'm going to bring in ChatGPT. Okay. Into the screen here. I'm going to say, just ask a very, very simple question. I'm going to say, as a, let me say interview, preparation. I need you to help simulate questions, potential, let me use the word potential questions, potential interview questions. Okay. Interview question that might come up during the interview, that might come up based on the job description below. Okay, so if you take a look at this, I need you to help simulate potential interview questions that might come up based on the job description below. So if you take a look at it, let's take a look at the job description. I'm going to copy everything from top to bottom. So let's assume you have a certificate. you have a master's in project management, you have a master, you have your PMP, you have your Prince 2, you have all these things. So if I take all these things, okay, so a lot of people will see these qualifications now and say Prince 2 practitioner or equivalent project management qualification. Let's take a look at all these things. All of you apply. One person has got interview, the other person doesn't have got interview, and they go for an interview. Okay, so what are the potential questions, interview questions that might come up? Let's take a look at this. All right. What's happening? Give me a second. Let me refresh. Okay. Why did it move all the way? So I'm looking at potential questions, and this is something that you can try by yourself. You can just open ChatGPT. I'll map the questions directly to the roles priority, Prince 2 delivery, clinical digital transformation. You see where healthcare experience comes in play, EPR rollout, stakeholder influence, benefit realization, risk management, change management, and NHS style values. Okay, so those are the key points from this particular job description. Now, you see, this is where a lot of people miss it. And they'll say, oh, I have my master's, I have all these things, but I can't seem to pass the first level of interview. Or anytime I speak to HR, it doesn't pass HR. It's because they ask you what we call situational based question. Have you done something before? So look at this. What attracts you to working with digital projects within healthcare? Okay, let's even you sound excited. Oh yes, you can come up with something very good. All right. So now they go to this particular question. Tell us about a complex project you've managed from start to finish using the Prince 2 methodology. Having a certificate does not afford you the opportunity to answer this type of question. How do you manage multiple projects at the same time while maintaining quality? How do you answer this question? How? If you took a certificate or a master's, it's going to be difficult. All right. So you see, that's exactly where the experience comes in play. That's where the experience, the projects you're going to be working on, that's exactly where it comes to play. So in this application process, okay, I can decide to say that, okay, I want to apply for this role. I quickly optimize my CV and I generate an optimized CV. And this takes less than 30 seconds. So what CV Matchly will do is help me generate a CV that I can use to apply for this job. All right, that I can easily use to apply for this job. Now, there was a key statistics I shared with you at the start of the session, and that was 85% of our interns will get interviews within 4 to 6 weeks. All right, within that 4 to 6 weeks, how do we guarantee that CV Matchly? Okay, so the tool is such an incredible tool to help you tailor your CV, and it doesn't take time. I mean, 30 seconds. It's 30 to 40 seconds, depending on the internet speed, the role, and all that. But it's usually between 30 to 40 seconds. Now, I'm going to download my optimized CV, and I'm going to show you how the optimized CV looks like. And you'll see that the keywords, that I've shared with you is what you'll see it on the PDF document. I'm going to bring it now to the screen. All right, you see the tools of this Ask AI. All right, everything is Ask AI. Okay, so you see, this is the CV I just did. Okay, I'm a senior project manager with 8 years of delivering complex projects. You see how he has infused the word complex project into the CV, and that's one of the potential potential things that they're looking for. If you look at the ChatGPT screen I shared with you, you see they use the same word, complex project. So you see how it has infused that same complex project into my CV. Where is my PDF document? I just shared it just now. Oh, what happened? Okay. Anyways, I'm a senior project. It has infused projects, complex projects, data-driven programs across multiple sectors, including healthcare. I specialize in Prince 2 and agile delivery. So if you've never done this before, how do you want to know how to answer the question during the interview? All right, that's exactly where we come in. Now, the good thing about CV Matchly also, like I said, these are things that we're going to give you, once you come on board. So the thing about CV Matchly also is, it will help you come up with your supporting statement. So I'm going to show you that in a few seconds. Okay. And this is what guarantees success at the end of the day. So you see, this is the digital project manager role I just applied for. This is the digital project manager role I just applied for. So you see the Hertfordshire and Worcestershire, pardon my pronunciation, health and care NHS trust. So you see, for this application, I can easily generate a supporting statement. And you see, it's currently working on my supporting statement. This takes about 10 to 30 seconds, all right, for it to come up with the supporting statement. And now, what makes this absolutely fantastic is it takes a look at the job description, it takes a look at your revised CV, and it perfectly helps you, done and dusted. It helps you come up with a perfectly tailored resume, supporting statement. So you see, now you have a perfectly tailored supporting statement that is tailored to the role, written in just about 30 seconds, less than 30 seconds. So you see, I'm a senior project manager with over 8 years of experience delivering complex projects and data-driven programs, including clinical transformation, EPR rollout. I hold a Prince2 practitioner delivery experience, BSc, and so everything that is on my CV is what exactly that is reading out. And you see, it is direct alignment to role requirements. And you see, I have repeatedly acted as a single point of contact for portfolios of projects using Prince2 governance and hybrid agile delivery to create. So you can't defend this if you don't have any project-based experience. That's exactly what I was saying. In my current role, I lead the EPR pilot, blah, 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 under the Prince2, all that. You can see everything is tailored to every aspect: technical expertise, stakeholder engagement and communication, governance, compliance, and accountability, NHS values. In my approach is patient-centered. The EPR workout I led justified 20% reduction in clinical admin. So where do you defend this experience? That's exactly where Amdari comes in. All right. Closing, I am enthusiastic about contributing to the trust, digitally enabled clinical improvements, and confidence I can deliver high quality projects that produce feasible benefits for patients and staff. So essentially, long story short, in matter of seconds, minutes, you have everything here. So the good thing also is, if you don't want to apply for these jobs yourself, CV Match will help you to apply for this job yourself. So if I want to apply for this job, I can click on apply for this. If I click come here, auto apply, so I can click on auto apply for this page, and it will help me. Okay, if I move to the main job site, I will sign in, put in my right information. You can see you're all set. The agent fills the form and pauses before submitting for your review. So if I put in my information, they're going to ask for me a password, and everything. It's going to be a long process. I need to confirm. All right. So, but essentially, the auto apply feature here helps you apply for the job. So it's not a situation of, oh, I have this CV, I have the supporting statement, I still have to fill it up myself. The tool will help you fill those forms yourself. So you see, that's where guaranteed success comes in. All right, at the end of the day. I mean, if you're still with me, if you find this very interesting, please give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if you are still with me. This is amazing. Okay, awesome. Just one person, just Mubarak. All right, just Mubarak, guys. I mean, we are wrapping up now in the next few minutes, okay? We're wrapping up in the next few minutes. And you see, that this is essentially what guarantees the success, okay? And this is what has helped quite a number of people, get jobs. And you see, one of the ones I also want to play for you today before we wrap it up is Laura. Laura got a job as a document controller, a few months after joining the program. She went to the GRC program, that's governance, risk, and compliance. She went there and eventually got a job as a document controller. So if I click on this, I'm going to play this video. All right, it's not a long one. I'll just play like the first 1 minute, and then we'll call it a day. I'm going to just play the first 1 minute, just 60 seconds. Okay, so I'll play this.
Awesome. So yeah, I know you mentioned it before, but can you just just talk in specific terms, the things about Amdari, or the experiences, or the Amdari processes that actually contributed to the success of this, you landing this role?
Okay, so when I joined Amdari, I was told that within 2 months of joining Amdari, you're gonna get a job, because I've been having so many jobs here, and I was like, okay, I wasn't skeptical because I saw the reviews on Instagram before joining Amdari. I was like, let's see how it goes. I wasn't expecting in my wildest dreams that I'm going to land this role within 1 month. I just joined Amdari last month. So this Amdari internship program really helped me, to be very honest. It helped me. And I became very proud of myself. I was able to get some insights into, here in the UK, they would say, oh, it's very difficult for an immigrant to get very lovely jobs, corporate jobs, and all of that. It was very hard to believe. But Amdari helped me see that this is very possible. You can learn whatever you want to. You can get that job. So Amdari has really opened my eyes to, opportunities and how to get these opportunities, to be honest.
Awesome.
So I had to reach out to Aziz, and I told him that, okay, this is a document controller role. And I applied for it before I joined Amdari. I wasn't quite sure if he would be, I don't want to use the word willing. I know he would always be willing, but I wasn't quite sure if it was a fit for him to coach me on. And he was like, sure, of course. Good enough.
All right. So you see, long story short, it's like a 4 minutes video, so I don't want to just keep going, okay? Because we are almost out of time. So the main thing here is, you can see what she said. It's difficult. Most people think it's difficult. Is it difficult? I mean, relatively, yes. If you're trying to do it by yourself, yes, it is. But if you have the right set of community around you, right set of people around you, it's likely not going to be as difficult. I could see how she got an interview prep. She also, what she wanted to talk about was an interview prep for a role she had, she applied for, one of the specialists. You're going to be assigned a specialist, somebody that will work with you, essentially. The person prepared that, and eventually she got a job. Simple, one job. And that's, you'll find out with most of our interns. So how can Amdari help me today? I don't want to do care anymore. I want to get a better job. I want to do this. How does Amdari help you? That's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to do 3 things for you. 3 things, just 3 things. Nothing complex. Number 1, UK work experience. Not the UK experience that you're talking about. Oh, I work in care. I currently work in the UK. That's experience. No, this is an actual. Why that meme? LOL. Which meme? Okay. All right. I need UK experience. I think this is a meme she was talking about. I was just surprised to see that. How can Amdari help me? That's the question you're thinking. So UK experience, number 1, we're going to help you with UK experience. We're going to guarantee that your project management experience, business analyst experience, data analytics experience, cybersecurity experience, you working on actual projects that can back up your application process. Number 2, tailored employability. Oh, how do I work with my past experience? I never worked in this particular domain before. I currently work in the care space. How do I revamp my experience to, all those things, and tailored employability. We'll do all that thing for you. Last but not the least, job application. I just gave a little bit of demo insight to how we've partnered with CV Matchly, and CV Matchly helps with your job application process, and that equals to your job. So when you combine these 3 things together, this plus this plus this equals to your job. So UK experience plus tailored employability plus job application equals to your job. So I've said it before. The work experience program is for 4 months. It's a 4-month internship program. All right. What do we do? You are not going to be called an intern. You're going to be referred to as a consultant. And I'll tell you the reason why you're referred to as a consultant. Now, in the other vein, you're going to be assigned a specialist, okay? Someone that has a wealth of experience in the domain to work with you. Last but not the least, people are going to be working alongside with you. Other people are the NHS staff. So we're going to bring in ex-NHS or people that are currently working with the NHS. We're going to be bringing people from the NHS to help you understand how the NHS works. So if you see a project that has to do with priesthood delivery of something within the NHS, that's exactly why we are bringing these people in, for you to understand how this experience works. Okay. Next thing is also, we're going to be bringing in people from civil service. So it's not just NHS. So if you're looking for a sponsored job, you're looking at NHS, you're looking at civil service. Okay. Those are like the 2 major places. But we're also going to be bringing in companies, actual companies in the UK. All right. actual startups in the UK and in Canada or the US for you to work on their business challenges or their business problems. Okay, some of them are technology led, some of them are not technology led, but you would be working on this project. So essentially, to break this down, this is why you're called a consultant, because you're going to be working on different types of projects across different institutions. So it could be health tech, it could be fintech, it could be ed tech, it could be technology, it could be property tech, it could be insure tech, that's insurance, it could be banking, it could be anything really. All right. So you're going to be working on a different types of projects. So to break it down to make it better for you, you're going to be working on 3 projects simulated across the NHS and UK civil service. So project management, business analysis, all this are going to be simulated. How does project management work in the NHS? How does data analytics work in the NHS? How does cybersecurity work in the NHS? We have a ton of people that have gotten jobs already within the NHS. We bring these people back to sort of simulate this environment for you to understand how the NHS works. All right. In the same vein, civil service, we have Department of Justice, we have several departments that are going to be coming in, HMRC. How does all this work? What do you do on a day-to-day basis? We're going to simulate projects based on this institution from their staff in order for you to understand how it works. Number 2, you're going to work on 2 to 3 projects simulated based on a UK or a Canadian based or a US based startup. All right. So you're going to be working on 2 to 3 projects with a real company essentially. And you're going to be understanding, client engagement, how to work and all that. That's essentially the case. So you're going to be gaining real valued experience. It's not a gimmick. We're not running a gimmick to say that, I'm not going to do the projects and how will I know it? No, you're going to work on the project. You're going to deliver on the projects. You're going to do your presentations. You're going to do all these things, gain the actual experience, because at the end of the day, we don't want to spoil it. We don't want to create a bubble, okay, of people that would apply for jobs and keep messing up during the interview process. So we want to guarantee a certain level of quality. So you have to work on those projects. You have to deliver on those projects to gain that experience that you're looking for. All right. So so you see, add it to your CV. You can, on your CV, you add it as, rather than having care worker, warehouse, or any menial job or survival job that you have there. All right. That's all right. You would have data analytics consultant, you would have project management consultant, you have business analyst consultant, GRC consultant, cyber security consultant. You would have your title as consultant on your CV, and then you can claim work experience from us to say that, I currently work as a consultant with Amdari. Okay, that's how the work experience program works. And I'm going to show you some examples of people that have gone through. All right. So in the same vein, for tailored employability, we're going to be working with the specialists. We're going to be working with your NHS, partners, civil service partners, startup partners to, in terms of CV revamp, LinkedIn optimization, how to navigate the job market, if you need a reference letter, like I shared with you guys, we'll provide you with a UK based reference letter on the job support. I got a job, I don't know what to do, I'm confused. Somebody would be assigned to help you with your on the job support. So, and that's it. So the overall goal here is not for you to get experience. The overall goal is for you to get a job. That's it. It's for you to get a job. The experience is just the means to the end. And what's the end? A job. All right. And that's exactly what we want to guarantee. With your job application process, you would have access to CV Matchly for 3 months for free. You don't have to pay any dime for CV Matchly. You would have access to this for 3 months. Okay, out of your 4 months, you would have access for this for 3 months. So depending on what you're looking for, you would apply at any point in time. All right. So we have a course starting on the 4th of July. Okay. And if this is something that you want to jump on as soon as possible, I have a special discount for you. All right. So you see, it's always difficult until it is done. And you see, this is Martha. Martha said, I landed a senior project management role 2 months after I signed up for the work experience program. And that's what Martha said. So you see, we have a ton of Nigerians, a lot of Africans, a lot of, nationals, Asians, people, have gone through the program and eventually were able to get a job. So you see, a perfect example, this is what I'm saying. that you can add it to your CV, you can add it to your LinkedIn. And you can see a perfect example here is what we have here. We have Betty, and you can see Information Technology Project Manager with Amdari. And you see here, she got a job with Echoes IT, working as a project manager or what we call information technology business. So you see, this is one of the major things that we have. You see, that experience is exactly what we're looking for. All right. So Anita, also, you see, this says also she was able to get a job also as a business analyst. As a business analyst working in the UK. You can listen to Anita's story. Honestly, very interesting story. The same thing with Samuel. Samuel got a job. You can see it here, working as a. You can see his question. You see, "Hi guys, it's a good news. It's a good news. I landed a BI engineer role this week, thanks to Amdari, Talent Loop, and all that." So you see, Samuel got a job. You can see data engineering consultant got a job as a BI engineer in the UK. So I mean, there are a ton of people I would love to have. I'm still going to share with you the way to the end of the session. But these are the key statistics that we live by, and just to ensure that you are going to be successful, have the community of people that without a doubt they are concerned about you getting a job. That's exactly what we are doing here, and that's why this statistics is here in your face to let you know that you're not making a wrong decision. All right, you're making the right decision. So the discount, we have the program starting on the 4th of July, which is tomorrow. Okay, so if you're willing to get it started, this is the last session that we're going to be having to take the last set of people that are willing to get started. And I have a special offer for you. So we have a 25% discount going on at the moment, but I'm giving another discount that I'm going to share with you in a few seconds. So instead of £600, you're going to be getting a little more discount to what you have there. So now, the internship is going for £600. Okay, it's going for £600 if you're willing to get started now. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through what payment is going to look like. So just give me a second. Okay, so if I come here, just search for Amdari online. Amdari. Okay. All right, just search for Amdari. Okay, we're popular, don't worry. So click on the first link, you would see land you on our website. This is our official website. Internship program, click on this. Okay, I'm going to scroll down to project management. You see project management, you see business analyst, you see data analyst. So I mean, data analytics, data science, you see all these programs are there. So any one of them, click on apply, and you see currently £600. Okay, that's a discount that's been applied to it. Now you don't have to pay the £600 at once. Okay, you don't have to pay the full £600, at once. I'm going to click on apply now, and it takes me straight to the payment confirmation page. And now you see you can pay as low as £500. How do you get this low £500? I'm going to explain it to you in a few seconds. So if you're looking at getting started in July, fantastic. Get access to it, get access to the discount, get access to everything immediately. July course is there. But if you're looking at getting started in August, it's also okay. You can take your discount now and start in August. At least you secured it and know that, oh, I have secured the best price for me to start in August. So I'm going to select the July cohort. And now, if you do a one-time payment, you're getting £500. So instead of £800 initial fee, you are basically saving about £300. You're saving about £300. All right. Now the next thing is, if you are doing a 3 monthly installment, you can actually is £600, and you can pay £200 monthly for 3 months. The internship is for 4 months, but you're paying in 3 months. That's convenient, the peak of convenience. Okay. So also, all right, you can pay £200 every month. So in order for you to get started, all you need to do is pay $200 to get started. £200, sorry. All right. Now there's also the weekly installment if you're unsure. Okay. And the reason why we have this is it's lowest entry point for you to get started. If you're uncertain and you feel like, okay, will I have the time? Is this something that is right for me? You can start with a weekly plan. It's slightly more expensive, okay, at £700, okay, and you can start with £70 to get started. I mean, you get into the program immediately, £70 to get started, lowest entry point. All right. So now, like I said, I have a special discount, and that's the discount I'm going to share with you guys in a few seconds. Okay, it helps you reduce the price, by an amount that might, make it easier, and it's only available for just 5 hours. So it's called the early bird discount. I'm going to share that with you again. It's called the early bird 26. Early bird 26. Early bird 26. All right, so I'm going to share that with you in a few seconds. I want to show you how that works. I'm just going to copy it so I don't have to type it out. Early bird 26. I'm going to put it in the chat also. So if you're willing to get started, I'm going to put it in the chat. So use the code, discount code, early bird 26. So how do you apply this? Okay, so I'm going to come here to the code where you have welcome 30. I'm going to change it to early bird 26, and I'm going to click on apply. And now that would reduce it, okay, from 500 to 550. So do you know what I'll do? I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you in real time, opening a new tab. So I'll do two at the same time. So you see, this is £500, and this is £600, and this is £700. So now the impact of the early, the discount code I've shared with you, if I click on apply, okay, you see, I'm going to click on this. So you see, this is 450. So instead of paying £500, saving £300, you could actually pay 450 and save £350. So you're getting a £50 discount. So instead of paying £600, okay, you could actually pay £550. So you can pay £200 to start today. Then the remaining payments are going to be £175. Last but not the least, the weekly installments remain the same because it provides you with the most flexibility. So nothing changes on that end. All right. So that's £70 for the next 10. I mean, it's for 16 weeks. 4 months is 16 weeks. 4 months is 16 weeks. And you're using 10 weeks to pay it. So every week you just pay £70. That's it. So anytime you feel like I don't think this is, and I don't think there's going to be a point where you're going to say this is not for me, because at the end of the day, you need a job. You want a better job. You want a sponsored job. And that's exactly what we guarantee. We're saying that 3 guaranteed interviews. At the end of the internship, if you don't get a job in the 4 months duration, if you don't get a job, we're going to guarantee you 3 interviews. Okay. So at the end of the internship, with our partnership with CV Matchly, we guarantee you 3 job interviews. So that's the guarantee that we have for you. And that's only available for today if you register today. So if you register today, and you secure your discount today, we're saying that even the 4 months duration, you don't get a job. In that 4 months, you don't get a job. We're going to work with you after the 4 months, and we'll guarantee you 3 interviews. All right, 3 interviews for a job. That's our guarantee. It's a high stake it's a high stake, a very high stake, to be honest with you. And that's our guarantee for you. So the discount actually expires in 5 hours. So this should be about 9:37 p.m., UK time. Yeah, about 9:37. So if you're looking at getting started, it's going to be expiring before midnight, because this has been open since earlier on today. So by midnight, this discount code should have expired. So if you're looking at getting started, this is the best time for you to get started. So you're not losing anything. So if you go through the internship and you don't get a job in 4 months, we're going to work with you, 3 guaranteed interviews, and that's it. Okay? And that's exactly what you're going to do. So looking forward to seeing how you work together. There are a couple of questions in the chat, and then I'll take questions, and then we call it a day. Okay. Okay, fantastic. I can see my colleagues on the call. Okay. What if you paid before today? Susie, can you raise up your hand? I would like to ask, I want to get more. I mean, if you paid before today, this also would apply to you, don't worry. That's the 3 guaranteed interviews. If that's what you're talking about, that also applies to you, don't worry. It's retrospective. All right. So this is just a wake up. Okay, Frank is clapping. What if you don't have a degree? What do you have? Lydia. So Lydia, you say, what about if you don't have a degree? So what exactly do you have? You can raise up your hand. You can unmute yourself. I've given you guys the permission uh okay, you can turn on your mic. Lydia, can you turn on your microphone? I would like to speak to you to ask you just a few questions. So while you're doing that, please, I want to ask you a question. Just raise your hand. Raise your, not physically in your house or in your room. Please just raise your hand on the Google Meet, or you could just unmute yourself if you have any question. What if I paid before today? I've answered that question. Okay. I can see Deborah. I can see. Okay, awesome. I love this. Okay. My dad. Okay. Okay, who's speaking?
Hello.
All right, Frank, it's a bit noisy in the background. Can you get somewhere quiet? So,
Yeah. Please, can I talk now? I think it's okay now.
yeah. Yes, it's better now.
Please, I'm a student and I'll be completing school in September. Am I qualified or can I apply?
100%. September is literally around the corner. So you only have the month of August separating you from September. So this will be the best time for you to get started. Actually. All right. And what program are you doing, Frank?
I'm MBA, Masters of Business Administration.
Okay, fantastic. So what kind of job are you looking at?
I'm currently looking at I really like
It's a
to
trick
be
question. It's a trick question because you see everybody that's in the MBA. Oh, I want to work in the business. Or as what? You want to work in the business as what?
I like working in the compliance space because that is what I really have the experience in, the risk and compliance space. So
All
I
right,
don't
awesome.
know. Yeah, I have 6 years working experience in it before I came here and did my masters. I was a compliance and risk officer in a bank, but I know that it's not
Oh,
really applicable here. I mean, way back in Ghana. So
yeah.
I really want, since you have an experience in this course, I really want to leverage on it because that is what I really want to do. So maybe a course that is related with it that I can leverage on it, that I can get a job, will be very grateful. So I saw the GRN. I don't know.
GRC,
Yeah, I think
governance,
is it
risk,
a
and
governance related?
compliance.
Yeah, is it related to compliance or something like that?
Yes, 100% is solely compliant.
Yeah,
So it's
because
going to be you looking at your ISO 27001, you're looking at GDPR, you're looking at the NIST framework. There are quite a number of frameworks, within the GRC, that you're going to be working on. So what I will do for you very briefly, just to show you some of the projects some of the guys are working on that they've worked on. I'm just going to go to the. Sorry, there's a voice in the background that is seeping in. If you can get somewhere quiet.
all right.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, so just give me a second. Okay, so let me I want to show you. Okay, let's just take a look at the May cohort. Let's understand in May. So this is May EU. All right, I'm going to take a look at this view projects, and now this is what some of the guys that started in the May cohort they're working on or they've worked on. So the first project they worked on is the risk assessment framework implementation at Meridian Financial Services. All right, this is a financial services business. The business is in the financial services space. Then we have the AI phishing defense program, securing patient data in healthcare system.
Wow.
This is an health sector-based project. Identifying and classifying critical assets, developing a vulnerability assessment policy, and implementation in financial services. So these are also another financial services project. So there are quite a number of projects you're going to be working on. Okay, so that FinSecure Capital Limited, a prominent global financial services institution specializing in banking, investment management, with a strong reputation for technology-driven solution. So basically, what's the challenge they're facing at the moment? They face significant challenges in managing its growth portfolio in IT and non-IT assets across its global operation. With a rapid digital transformation in financial services sector, the company has increasingly relied on a wide range of digital platforms, digital storage solutions, and financial systems. However, the complexity of managing this asset has outpaced the company's ability to monitor, classify, and protect them efficiently. So, pain points: lack of centralized asset inventory, cybersecurity vulnerabilities, operational inefficiency, data breach, and so on. So now, what is the objective? What's your objective for you as a GRC analyst in this organization? You're going to develop a vulnerability management policy. You're going to identify and classify IT and non-IT assets. You're going to implement regular vulnerability assessment, prioritize vulnerability based on risk, and create a systematic remediation process. Now, what makes this easy for you is this is going to be a 2 weeks project. Okay, and you can see what has been arranged on a daily basis for the next 2 weeks. Okay, so you can see the project started on the 28th of June 2026 and it has ended already. So you see on week 8, day 1, project kickoff, planning alignment, develop project charter, and baseline metrics. Now, on Tuesday, what are you going to do? You have a drop-in session. You have a live session with your specialist on Tuesday. Then the task for this week is data collection, asset identification, and classification. Develop a vulnerability management policy framework. That's what you're going to do in day 3. Day 4, you have developed vulnerability tracking, risk register, and prioritization. So everything is broken down for you to understand how to implement this solution. So when you go for an interview, you are not going to be speaking from your head. You're not going to be speaking from something that did not exist. You would have done it. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the experience we're going to guarantee you. So you're going to be working on this project to gain that experience, and you could use this experience during the interview. Oh yes, thank you very much for that question. While working on this project, while working on the project for one of our clients in the financial services sector, this is exactly what we did. All right. Do you understand? So
Yeah.
that's the experience that you're going to
Wow.
be sharing with potential employers.
Wow.
So how does this sound for you, Frank? You're finishing in September, so I feel like this is a good time for you to get started, to be honest with you. Don't wait to the end of your master's before you start applying for jobs. And let's just take a look at it. One last thing before I move on to somebody else. I'm just going to go to the NHS because you're looking for sponsorship as you're done with your program. NHS UK jobs. I'm going to come to the NHS website again, just do a very quick search for you. So in your own situation, it is governance, risk, and compliance. Okay. So you're looking at all three of them. Those are the keywords. I'm going to click on search and you will find you have quite a number of jobs. Cybersecurity specialist, GRC. You see risk and compliance administrator, governance and compliance manager. There are quite a number of roles that are in the compliance sector. So even looking at getting started, this is and while we're simulating on NHS, you're going to be getting experience with the NHS. You're going to be understanding how governance, risk, and compliance is being implemented within the NHS, giving you the experience that you need to get started. Does that make sense? Yeah. That's the long story short. Okay. So looking forward to having you on board, Frank. Please take advantage of the discount, the early bird 26 discount. It gives you a further £50 discount. So instead of paying 500, you can pay 450. Instead of 600, you can pay 550. So that is only for today in 5 hours. So Frank, if you're looking at getting started, take advantage of it ASAP. Okay, and you can pay in installments. You don't have to pay everything today. You can pay in installment, Frank. All right.
Please, please, one final question. I'm sorry, please. A quick one. When I start an internship, does it mean that I'm not my normal, in case I have my normal work that I do, I can't do it, or every day I have to be in front of the machine working, like working?
No. So you only need to give us about an hour every day. You don't need more than an hour. It doesn't even count into your 20-hour. All right, it doesn't count into your 20-hour work limit. Okay, so it's a very
Okay.
It's not.
Okay.
It doesn't count. It doesn't count as your job. So you can still do your normal work.
Okay.
This is going to be on the side essentially.
Thank you very much. I'll then work some things out and see how best I can get the package that will fit me. So we don't. Thank you very much. I'll try and
No problem. Yeah, no problem. Looking forward to having you on board.
Sure.
Like I said, this guy is only for 5 hours, so it's gonna elapse soon.
Yeah.
All right. Thank
All right. All right. Thank you.
Yes. I would really like to speak to Made. Made, if there's a way you can unmute yourself, you raise up your hand and unmute yourself. I really love to speak with you because you said as a computer science graduate, I have a bachelor's. I feel like a lot of scenarios are for master students. Would like you to would like to say this is useful for someone with my condition. Yes, 100%. If you have a degree, it's not necessary you have a master's. You have a degree. The rule for sponsorship is one of the rules is RQF level 6. RQF level 6 is a bachelor's degree, not a master's. The reason why I talked about masters is because majority of the people, immigrants, are coming to the country have a master's or they are coming to do your master's. That's the reason. But if you have a bachelor's, it doesn't negate. All right, it doesn't stop you from applying for sponsored jobs. So 100%. Yes.
Hi.
Okay. Yeah, so you have a BSc, correct, in computer science?
Yes. Oh, yeah. AI work. I understood a lot of things you said. I think I didn't understand when it comes to the internship part. Because we did the 3-year. I managed to do one internship, which was also with a startup. But like now, this is where everything begins, basically. So, I don't know. Like, how does the internship work?
Okay, so the internship is for 4 months. Okay,
Yeah.
4 month internship, and you're going to be working on a plethora of projects. You're going to be working on 5 to 6 projects. I'm just going to walk you through that again, just for the sake of for everyone that's also listening. So you're going to be working on 5 to 6 projects. So 3 projects and 2 projects over here. Now breaking this down to get you to understand. Majority of the people are looking for a job are looking for sponsored jobs. Okay, looking for a job to sponsor their visa. And one of the critical places where you can get visa sponsorship is the NHS and the UK Civil Service. Okay, so what we have done is to bring in staff or ex-staff of the NHS to sort of lead in the simulation of what these roles will do in those organizations. So take, for example, NHS. For example, how does governance work in the NHS? How does data analytics work in the NHS? So when you go for an interview, you can leverage that experience during the interview to say that, oh yes, in my experience, I've done something like this before. I worked with the clients within this particular domain, and this is exactly what we provided to the person. So the projects are simulated based on NHS, based on civil service, so HMRC, on Department of Justice, and so on and so forth. So we're going to be simulating this project based on these organizations. All right. Now, the other projects you're going to be working on are going to be on startup, based on startups. So privately owned startups, okay, in the UK, or it could be in the US, or it could be in Canada. So we have over 10 sponsors, 10 partners, businesses that we've partnered with. And essentially what this is they are going to be building a project. They're going to be giving us projects to work on. So there are challenges their businesses are facing. All right, and you as the consultant would be the one to work on this project. Okay, so it could be a fintech business, fintech startup, and then you've been hired as a data analyst to analyze their fraudulent transaction, or to analyze, or to predict, or to do something. So you are going to be working on those projects and delivering on those projects. So in the space of 4 months, you should have worked on between 5 to 6 projects. Does that now make sense, Made? How do you
That sounds fantastic. Maida.
Maida? Okay, Maida.
That sounds fantastic.
All right, yeah. So
Can I ask you a question?
yeah, go ahead.
So because like for me as a computer science student, how like we have a technical round, and then you have a round where like you just get to know the personality. Like, do you guys help with those, or is this just for the experience? Like,
Yeah,
is this
so we
just
do. All right, so we do every single thing. So in terms of employability, we help you with your CV first off, because most people who apply for jobs don't have a great CV. So if you're getting quite a number of rejection emails, we help with that. So we help you revamp or review your CV. We help you with LinkedIn optimization. All right, LinkedIn optimization is one of the best things that you can do for yourself. It's you not applying for a job, but somebody reaching out to you to say that, oh, there's this opportunity open. So it's the easiest way to get a job, honestly speaking. So that's LinkedIn optimization. We're going to help you optimize your LinkedIn also. How to navigate the job market. So where to apply, how to apply. If you're looking at the role of a data analyst or a business analyst, what kind of roles can you apply to? Where do you apply for these roles? So we're going to do that, navigating the job market, help you with navigating the job market. Personalized interview preparation. So that's exactly the question you're asking. So we prepare you for every stage of the interview. A perfect example is if I show you the website, I go to I'm going to go to just give me a second. Where do I have this open? All right. So if I come here to I can easily go to my dashboard, okay, and go to roadmap, and you see so you see interview preparation request. So if I come here to click on book an interview prep, okay, somebody's always going to be available to prep you for an interview. So you see there's the first name, and everything that you have there. Job link is there, so you can put the link of the job that you want to apply to. I'm just going to put in some word. So the interview stage is also required. So here's the HR interview, which is usually the first level. We can prep you for that 30 minutes
Yeah.
call for it. The technical interview, like you rightly said, we can prep you for that. We can help you with that, not just prep you, but we can help with that. Final round is another one, second round, first round. So, you can select any level you find yourself, and then we will prep you for it. So somebody is going to be there to help you prep mock interviews, at least one or two prep mock interviews to help you, settle into the interview process. So everything is covered. So, like I said, the goal is for you to get a job, not just necessarily the experience. The experience is one of the things you're going to get, but at the end of the day, the goal is for you to get a job. So, my dear, does that answer your question?
Yes, it answers it perfectly. Thank you very much.
Yeah. What career path are you looking at getting into? I don't think I
Um,
asked.
to be honest, I really like AI engineering, but a lot of
Okay.
roles I looked up need a lot of experiences. So AI engineering, data science, data analysis. I do really like cybersecurity, but because in our course there was no trace of cybersecurity, I have no idea how it works. But I do really like to get into that field.
All right. Okay. Fantastic. So, I mean, data science is definitely a career path that you can consider. For AI, it's still a very new. I mean, most of the roles we will still carry the role of a data scientist and AI. For AI, you will find a lot of, like you said, very, very experienced because they're looking for people that are highly experienced in those domain. But also, data science is one of the career paths that you can consider. And I like to tell people focus. So there are so many career paths that look fantastic, that look amazing. So take for example, let me use myself as an example. So when I was looking at getting a job, I got my first job in business intelligence. Okay. But eventually I wanted to work in data science. I always liked computer vision. So anything that has to do with computer vision, predicting, checking faces, predicting stuff through the lenses of a camera. That was what I wanted to do. So what I got my job in business intelligence and then pursued, data science, which is computer vision, and I worked as a computer vision engineer for a while. So that's essentially the case. So if you're looking at data, if you're looking at getting into AI, so AI might not be a reach for you at this point in time. What's the closest reach to AI? And that is where data science comes in. All right. So you see some of the roles, some of the stuff that we have here. We can see customer analytics and churn prediction. You can see fraudulent transaction detection and so on and so forth. I'm going to go to a cohort earlier that you can see more types of projects that these guys have worked on. All right. So you see customer analytics, you see building a customer service tickets and SLA optimization system, forecasting retail brand. So this is like demand forecasting. Have you heard of demand planning?
No, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. So there are quite a number of roles in data science, okay, that are
Yeah.
not called data scientist, but they are still open for you to get into. All right, does that make
Oh
sense?
yeah, yeah.
All right.
How would
Okay.
you
Looking
say?
forward.
Can I have a little bit of question? How would you say AI comes into this? Because I think with technology, every person's big question is about artificial intelligence coming into a job. Like, do you
Yeah.
use it? Do you not use it? Yeah,
Yeah, most of the
yeah. Please
projects you
tell.
will get, most of the projects, especially in data science, data analytics, even project management, every program would use AI or implement AI in one type of way. So, take for example, in data science, you would build your own RAG systems using AI. You build your own RAG systems for AI implementation or predictive analytics and all that. So, you use the AI in data science heavily. For other programs like in project management, in business analysis, majority of the tools already come with AI or they are AI tools for business analysts. All that will be embedded in the projects that you're going to be working on. All right. So you take, for
Okay.
example, the data analyst will work with tools like Julius AI. Have you heard of Julius AI for
No.
data analytics? All right. So Julius is definitely like is a tool for data analyst. Okay. So you see Julius AI shows what GPT can't, deeper data analysis and more processing power and all that. So you use tools like this, Julius AI, there are quite a number of them, Quadratic and so on and so forth. Everything is embedded in there to get you the experience that you need in order for you to get a job. Does that make
Thank you
sense?
so much. That makes perfect sense. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Looking forward to having you on board anyways, my dear.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Lydia, I think I had Lydia. I don't know. I think did she drop? Let me see. Do I have Lydia?
Yeah, hello. Good evening.
Hello, Lydia. How are you today? How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Try my best. I'm doing good. You're here, and that makes me excited. Trust me. You have no idea.
Yeah,
Okay.
I had a question. I don't have any degree, but I'm interested in to get into the technology
Okay.
sector.
Okay. So what do you have at the moment, Lydia?
Just just the foundation, yeah, on biochemistry.
Okay. So do you need visa sponsorship? First question.
No.
Oh, so you're good. You're fine. You have nothing to worry about. Okay. So what job are you looking at getting? What career path are you looking at getting in?
Data analysis.
Have you taken any course in data analytics? Any course?
No, I've not taken any.
Okay, you've not taken any course.
No.
Okay, so what I'll do for you, Lydia, is we have a partnership with a trading company. Okay. It will be better you go through the trading company. You're still going to come back to Amdari. Okay. So it's going to be a split between training and then internship. All right. So you're going to do training first because you've not taken any courses in data analytics. So you start off with the training and then you come for internship. So that's what it is. So there are quite a number of people that have gone through the program. One of the ladies, what's her name again? She also was having the same situation. I can't remember her name. She also currently works as a data analyst. Skip my head now. Okay. Anyways, I'll probably share with you. I mean, did you feel the attendance, Lydia?
No, I can't see any link of it.
Okay, please, guys, could you drop the attendance link? Okay, so Lydia, I want to send you two things. I want to send you over to the trading company, all right, that would literally hold your hands, guide you through how to use Excel, Power BI, Tableau, all the technology you need to have in order for you to get started. And then the internship, you're coming for the internship. Now, that's what I would say you need to go through. Do you need a degree to get a job as a data analyst? 100% no. You don't need any degree. You don't need any certificate. You don't need nothing. The only thing that you need is skills and experience. And that's exactly what we're going to provide you, Lydia. All right?
Okay, thank you so much.
All right. Please fill the attendance so that, a person I can recommend those things to you, okay? I can send it over to you. All right, awesome. Hillary, do you want to the DBA? Hillary, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Hello, Hillary. How are you?
I'm okay. How you doing?
I'm doing my best.
Okay,
Okay.
basically, I wanted to also ask this, like, the program is just for 4 months here, but do we have lifetime like support from our mentors and specialists?
Lifetime is tricky. You have lifetime access to the projects, to the recording of the sessions, to everything. You have lifetime access to the platform, everything.
Yeah, I know that I know we do have access to that, but I mean the specialists. If we are in our job roles currently, for example, and we're having difficulties whatsoever, can we reach out to you guys even if it's a year or two after?
Yeah, I mean, I still prep somebody I still prep for an interview for someone that left about 2 years ago. So that's easy peasy. That's not a problem. It's lifetime access to your mentors, essentially. All right.
Okay.
You know them, so they can always assist you. All right.
Okay. Then why is the CV match only for 3 months?
How many
No,
months do you want to use it for?
no, I'm not saying specifically, but like I'm saying what if
Yeah.
unfortunately, like after your 4 months, you still need a job and whatsoever. You're still
That's
set.
exactly why we would help you guarantee you with 3 interviews. Do you get me?
Yeah.
So if after the 4 months you don't get a job, 3 interviews guarantee is what we get. That's what we do for you. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah. And I also remember that you mentioned 5 to 6 projects, yeah? So does that
Yes.
after the internship, you won't also still be like, for example, like I saw that there's an alumni group. So for
Yes.
example, you will also be dropping more projects that we can be working on, at least due to the fact that we already have some level of experience. We don't need to
Yeah.
hold our hands. You cannot say, okay, on a Monday morning, say if you guys are free within the week, work on this. To just like you say, check, you need to sharpen your skills. This is
Yeah.
especially for those that are not lucky enough to get the job within the first 4 months.
Yeah. I mean, we don't drop projects anymore, but what we do is more employability because you don't need more projects. You need to get a job. That's the thing. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't need to do more projects. There's something we call fatigue, learning fatigue. So it's not a situation of learning more. The question is get a job. So majority of the strategies that we have, all right, for alumni is how do we ensure that you keep getting offers? That's exactly the case. So, I mean, you can get a job and work on as many projects as you want rather than we just keep sending you projects. So, some people would be in that learning loop to say that, oh, they're going to send me a new project this week. I need to learn more. I need to learn more. You don't need to learn more. You just need to get a job. Do you get me?
Okay.
So, yeah, that's the thing. So we do more employability, more things around employability, and that's why the number increases from 6 to 9 in 7 months. So even after you finish, you are still going to be doing that employability. You are still going to be getting support, interview preparation, job, job application support, and so on and so forth. And that's why the number increases from 6 to 9 in 7 months. Does that make sense, Hillary?
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Thanks so much.
All right, awesome. Looking forward. What career path are you looking at getting into, Hillary?
Cybersecurity overall, but SOC for a start.
All right, fantastic. Have you registered?
Okay, yes, about that.
What are you waiting, Hillary? What are you waiting
For we the poor. No, okay,
You
you
can
know what?
start with 70 pounds. Start with 70 pounds if that's a concern. Like I said, the reason why we have the 70 pounds weekly is easy entry. All right. So you can start off, it's 10 weeks, 70 pounds every week. So instead of buying burgers, fries, and eating chicken and chips or eating fish and chips, you can donate it to your experience and see how you work out. That's essentially the case. So it's entry point, easy to enter, and see the value that we bring to you within the first month, and see exactly what you have to see what you're going to be winning at the end of the day. All right.
Yeah, but
All right.
unrelated, since I've come to UK, I've not tasted burger. Thank you.
Really? Ah. Yeah, you've been working. That's an interesting perspective. That's an interesting one, honestly. Well, anyways, good to speak to you, Hillary. Appreciate the time you're spending with us today. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Ramisa, I have just Macaulay. Is the last question I'm going to take, and we're going to call it a day. Yes, Ramisa.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hi. Perfectly, yeah, I can.
Yeah, so I had a question. You said that it doesn't like usually within this internship, daily wise, we shouldn't like we wouldn't need more than an hour of work, right?
Pretty much, yes.
The thing is that I don't want to like underestimate the work experience that you're offering, but like I'm unsure how valuable it would be if it's just an hour of work they would take. Because
All right,
usually good projects in these, they're time consuming. It's not just
easy work, isn't it?
yeah. So I'm
Right,
just
yeah.
thinking.
So the way the projects have been, the way we have faced the project, it's faced in a way for busy professionals to be able to handle the project. Okay, so most people that are coming in are not purely students, or don't have any other thing they're doing. They're working full time, or they are doing shifts, or they're taking shifts, or they're doing stuff. So we have designed this in a way that would accommodate a busy professional. And even if you're less busy, you can give more time. Okay, so 1 hour is the least, not the maximum. All right. So if Ramisa decides that, okay, I'm going through this internship, I want to give more time. Fantastic. You're going to be getting more value from your more time. So essentially, it is broken down into daily tasks. Okay. So a project would last for 3 weeks. Not, so if a project is given to you, you have 3 weeks to go through the project end to end. Now, the first couple of projects you're going to be working on are going to be soft landing. Okay, so Ramisa, if I ask you what program are you going into, what course would you be going into?
I was hoping like data analytics.
All right, fantastic. So what tools do you know how to use very well? Excel, Power BI, SQL?
So I am like I've just graduated with biochemistry, and I don't have much experience. I have used Excel, so I would say I know the foundation of Excel.
Fantastic. So you see, that's the reason why we have broken it down into such micro learn, to make it easy for you to consume, because people get overwhelmed. But dealing with adults, do you understand? So people get overwhelmed easily. So I'm just going to go to data analytics so I can explain this better to you. So I'm going to do the June cohort, the guys that just started, the guys that started last month. Okay, so you can see we started with introductory data analytics to data analytics concepts. So now this breaks down every data analytics concepts. Now, once you're done with that first week of concept, all the concepts of data analytics, what's CRIPS-DM? CRIPS-DM is a major framework used in data analytics projects, cross-industry standard process for data mining. All right, so you move on to your first project. Now, this first project is going to be self-paced. Okay, it's going to be self-paced in the sense that, okay, I've never used Excel before. All right, so now timing might differ. Someone that has used Excel before will be faster than someone else that has never used Excel before. Okay, and that's exactly how we ease people into it. So it's not rush. Oh, just bombard you with a couple of projects. You need to do 5 things in a day, and all that. No, it's phased. So that one project takes 3 weeks. Okay, for you to totally understand. And you also have live sessions. Okay, so you have live sessions with your specialist, the experienced professional that you're going to be assigned to. So if you take a look at you take a look at the live session. I'm just going to play one of the videos for you, a random one. All right. So you see, this is what the specialist
And I
going through.
watch. But let me just go ahead. So I remember saying that.
I'm looking for something to be more. Like this is like a question. People that have questions or that have concerns and all that are going through the.
Can I go now?
All
Your
right.
downloads.
All right. So you see, this is the practical aspect of the session and all that. So different people with different level. They're using MySQL. This is SQL Server. Sorry, this is SQL Server. So you're going through everything one step at a time, trying to understand what is being done. So nobody is honestly going to rush you to sort of do everything at the same time. All right, or to give us 10 hours in a day, give us 5 hours in a day. No, so minimum is 1 hour. If you can give us an hour every day, Monday to Friday, that's 5 hours you're giving us. In 3 weeks, That's 15 hours you working on a project. That's enough time for you to complete a project and learn, in the same vein. So Ramisa, I don't know if this answers your question. All right.
Yeah, that clears up.
Yeah. So Ramisa, looking forward to having you in our data analytics internship. Let's work with you to get started. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Leverage the discount. The discount is going to finish in 5 hours. So if you're looking at getting started, this will be a good time, Ramisa, to have you on board. Okay. Where are you from, Ramisa?
I'm from Pakistan.
Pakistan. Okay. Good to have you here anyways. Looking forward to having you on board. Okay.
Thank you.
Are you done with your program, or what's the situation with you? Sorry, I didn't even ask.
Like, what do you mean situation with me?
I mean, are you looking for visa sponsorship? Are you doing
No,
your
I'm not
master's?
looking for visa sponsorship.
Oh, fantastic. Okay.
Yeah.
So you should be printing money, Ramisa. Do you know that?
I don't know.
Let me show you something. Let me show you something. The experience in the UK. Somebody did the same thing for me, and I want to show you something. So I'm just going to go on job boards today. I'm going to go to read.co.uk. All right. So there are quite a number of opportunities. When they say UK, you get more value for your work experience in the UK, and that's because of what we call contract roles, contract jobs. So if Ramisa today decides that I just want to focus on earning I want to earn as much money as I can. What do you do? So take, for example, I'm going to look at, let's say you're very good with Power BI. So let's say Ramisa went through the internship and you just become so good with Power BI. You've handled projects in Power BI. You know how to use SQL, Power BI and SQL. So I come here and I search for Power BI. Okay, just Power BI. Power BI, most likely you need to know SQL. That's SQL. All right. And I come here to look for Power BI. I'm going to come here and you'll see this interesting thing here called contract. And you'll see a few of them already. Power BI developer, £325 per day, not per week, not per month, per day. And this on the lower end of things. You see 350 to £400. You'll see £435, £420, 325 to £369, 450 to £500. So if you look at these roles, you'll see that every role there is experience, specialty, experience. So Ramisa, the key question I want to ask you is, you want to make good money, correct?
Yeah.
You need this experience in order for you to get jobs like this. So that's exactly that's part of, it's not just sponsorship. It's just you scaling your career. It's just you getting more and this is not just for Power BI. It's the same thing across different roles. All right. So this was what I honestly, when I got to the UK, I was doing full-time jobs and all that until somebody told me, hey, Mina, with this experience, with this thing that you're doing, with this experience and all this things you do, go to contract. So that's what changed my life. I won't lie to you. So this is an advice for you also. So, I mean, £400 per day. Take, for example, you get a role that pays you £400 per day in a week of 5 days of working. How much is that? That's £2,000. All right. In a month, that's £8,000. Now imagine if you get 2 roles remote. I'm not saying it's ideal, but you get 2 roles that do that. And at the time I was doing about 3. I did maximum 3. I don't advise anybody to do 3 jobs, but that is how you make the best out of your experience. All right. So please, if you're looking at if you need to get a job, this is just Power BI. This is just literally only Power BI. So there's still the data analytics spectrum. There's Tableau, there's a SQL, there's all that. The same thing with if people that in project management say that, okay, is it only for data analysts? No, it's for project managers. Okay, everybody, you come here, you see the contract, click on contract. All right. You'd see in some places it is fixed term contracts, so the salaries might differ. So you see this is £450 to £450, sponsorship, not sponsorship anyways. The only downside is because you say you don't need sponsorship, so that's why I was saying you should be printing money, because the experience, the skills that you have should be able to afford you good salary, great salary. Do you understand? And Ramisa, that's exactly why we want to work with you.
So would
thank
you say
very much.
that from the skills that I can get to develop from this internship that you're offering, I'm eligible for those contract
Yeah,
spaces that you just showed?
100%. Okay, because what they're looking for is people that can hit the ground running, people that know the skills, that have the skills, and can come to work. And that's why it's contract. So it's 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, depending on the contract itself. It's a contract. Just come in, work, and get paid, and get the next one. So in most cases, in my own experience, most of the contracts I worked on were remote. All right, so I had the flexibility to do like 2 at a time. Okay, so I still have some people doing the same thing today. And his experience is just come in. You've done it before. Come in and do it. We don't need to teach you. Do you understand? All right, come in, do it, and that's it. And that's exactly what we do with the internship. So if it's Power BI, you work on projects in Power BI. You will understand the entire life cycle of Power BI analytics, from Power BI desktop to Power BI servers to working with all the advanced functions like role level security and so on and so forth. So you're going to be doing all those things essentially. So you won't have to. That's what it opens you up to. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
All right. Awesome. Looking forward to having you on board, Ramisa. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's move on to Macaulay. Let's go quickly in 5 minutes.
Okay. Good evening. Thank you so much for the section of being able to explain some things to us. But I need some clarification, please. Can you hear me?
Perfectly, yes.
Okay. Like you mentioned that for us to go through this internship, we need to go through a training with one of your sister companies. How true is that?
What'd you say? If we want to go through the internship?
Yeah, that we have to go through a training before the internship with one of your sister companies.
No, not necessarily. So if you've taken what program are you interested in, Macaulay?
I'm thinking of business analysis.
Okay. Have you taken a course in business analysis before?
No.
Never.
But I have. I have MSc in digital marketing and advertising.
Okay, awesome. That's good. So the reason why you might struggle with that is, and if you're willing to learn, like you're willing to roll off your sleeves, like Ramisa asked a very critical question, 1 hour seems like a small time. So for you to have not taken any course in business analysis and you want to take the internship, we have short courses, okay? And you must go through the short courses, okay? Just so that there's certain concepts that you need to know in order for you to get started. So you need to learn to get started. The reason why some career paths is going to be difficult for you if you've not taken any course before is because it's just going to be hard for you. It's just going to be difficult. Do you get me? Okay, and that's essentially why, for someone that has not taken a data analytics course before, doesn't know how to use Excel, Power BI, Tableau, it's just going to be long. So that's the reason why I recommended the training first for that's Lydia first before coming into the internship. But if you are taking some courses, in business analysis, for example, that's okay. All right, because we still have short courses, and I'm going to show you that in a few seconds. I'm going to show you that in a few seconds. So what I'm going to do, drop a session. I think I have it here somewhere. So if you come here to learn, okay, we would have these short courses. So I'm going to come here straight to learning roadmap. Okay, no. Learning course. So I'm going to come here to, you said business analysis. So yes. Business analysis number 8. So you see a lot of courses here: Microsoft Excel fundamentals, Excel for data cleaning, business analysis fundamentals, business case study, business case, and requirement lifecycle. So you have these short courses that would also assist you during the internship. So it's not just internship. You could also take some short courses to back up your experience or back up your knowledge. So for someone that's never, you said you've taken some courses before, correct?
I've not taken any course in business analysis.
All so right. Are you looking at getting?
Yeah. So how do I get this training? Because it looks as if this training is necessary because you want to do an internship and you need to have the right knowledge to do it. So, how do you not factor in this training in this internship?
All right, very good question. So business analysis is not as technical as data analytics. So that's the reason why we can accommodate it. Okay. So if I come here to internship and I come here to business analysis, okay, I'm going to go to view project and you would see, oh, sorry, let me just go to my resources. Okay. You'll see the first couple of projects you would have introduction to business analysis. All right, introduction to business analysis. And if you take a look at this, it's it's going to be a detailed conversation about who is a business analyst, and everything that you need to know about the role of a business analyst. So you can see it here. So this video recording captures business analysis core drop-in session. Okay, the session focuses on setting expectations for the 4 months internship program, clarifying project methodologies, and defining the role of a business analyst. So you see, everything is there for you to understand what's a business analyst. And you see, the next one is how to write a BRD and business case. So it's going to teach you. We're going to start off with soft landing, how to write, how to do this, how to write a BRD, how to do that. The next one. All right, the next one that you're going to do is, you see, this is the introduction, and this is what we have done. Okay, this is what we have done to ensure that ease of getting started, even if you've not taken a course before. So the first week or the first week and a half, you're going to work on a couple of projects across, you're going to work on learning, understanding the role of a business analyst. Does that make sense, Macaulay?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So for business analysis, that is not as technical. Okay. For cybersecurity, for example, I would recommend you take a course first. Okay. For data analytics, I would recommend you take a course first. Okay. It could be a Coursera course, it could be a Udemy course, but take a course first. All right. Just because of how technical those roles are. Okay. It's like saying you want to do data engineering internship, but you don't know how to write Python code. You don't know how to write Python. It's just going to be difficult. All right. So for you, business analysis, it's fine. You don't need the experience to get started. And that's actually why I could accommodate you to start a business internship without necessarily going through any training program. Okay. Does that make sense, Macaulay?
This last day,
have you registered?
Yeah, I have not registered. I will do so today.
All right, please. You have just
attendance. Yes.
Okay.
So I want to find out from your own experience, but I need sponsorship. So do you think this advice is good? Is for me? It's okay for me?
Do I think what? Sorry, come again.
I need sponsorship.
Yes.
So going for business analysis, is it okay?
You 100%. It's very okay for you. Very okay. I mean, that's the reason why we provided all the career paths that we have there. These are all career paths that will provide you with business sponsorship, so you have nothing to worry about. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Awesome. All right. Thank you so much, Macaulay. Looking forward to having you on board. Okay. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think that's what we're gonna call it a day. Okay. Looking forward to having you guys on board. Okay, Key, is your question a quick one, or do you?
Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, it's a quick one because I actually asked it in the chat already, so I guess it was skipped. So I'll just.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. So I said I'm studying business intelligence and analytics for my master's.
Okay.
So I want to just understand what role work best around that, and because I already have basic knowledge of business analysis already and product management. So product, not project. So I don't know what role work best. Should I go maybe for business? Because you said you went for business intelligence at first, kind of. So I just want to understand.
So you're doing a master's in business analytics.
Business intelligence and analytics.
Okay, business intelligence. Okay, all right. And you have experience in business analysis and product management.
Product management, yes.
That's the steal. That's good. So you know how to use Excel, Power BI, SQL, correct?
Yes, I have the basic knowledge. Yes.
Basic. You can't be basic.
Wait,
Basic
like,
in what
yes,
sense?
I have the basic knowledge, not experience, like the basic knowledge. I
Okay.
know the theory part already.
Okay.
Yes.
But for business analysis and product, you have experience in that domain.
I have the basic knowledge. The type of in terms of experience, I worked on like a web-based project. So I would say, yes, I would say I have like a little bit of experience.
Okay. All right. I think two things you can do. I would tilt majorly to, obviously you're torn between data analytics and business analysis. I would tilt to honestly, there are two great roles, to be honest with you. So okay, that's the reason why I'm thinking, and your experience.
Even in
You
business
work,
analysis,
what were you
it's
working
like,
as? What were you working as in Nigeria, like back home?
yeah, I worked, like I said, I worked in web-based projects that has actually I worked on the project as a product. I would say as a project manager because it's a web-based product. So I just had to just add to the product vision, to the planning as well, and to actually scale it as well. So I think that's a little bit of what I did. So it was just a volunteer role, just to work on it. It was not a full-time thing, just to work on it, just to get an experience. Yes.
Okay, yeah, I mean, so what I would say is, do you love talking to people? Do you want a career path where you get to talk to people?
Yeah, sure, of course.
Would you want a technical role or a role do you like documentation? And, talking to people, documentation and all that.
Yes, of course, because
Would you prefer to be more technical? Sorry, did I mute you by mistake? Sorry, I think I muted you by mistake. Okay.
Oh, sorry, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, so I said like for my master's currently, I'm actually even working as a consultant for my project.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you like talking to people, do you want to be technical or no technical? You just you prefer just talking to people?
Yeah, I think I don't like being technical. I don't like.
Alright, so then the role of a data analyst eliminates it. Then 100% what you should be looking at is a business analyst. So the business analyst, and the good thing about your intelligence knowledge, your experience in intelligence is most roles today in business analysis will want you to have a little bit of knowledge, data experience. Exactly. So you see a lot of roles in business data analyst. Okay. Yeah. So it's a blend between data analytics and the business analysis. So that's the blend. Okay, Key. Okay. All right. So I would recommend business analysis for you based on your interest and what you want to achieve. All right.
Okay then.
So Vicky, are you getting started now? Or what's the situation?
Yeah, actually, like asked you before that it's January. I started January. When is the best time to start? And you were like 3 to 6 months from now, because I'll be graduating by January. And he said it's okay to start by September, I guess.
Okay, awesome, Kiki. I remember that conversation. All right, awesome.
So I'm looking into like September.
All right, that's fine. That's perfect. That's a good time for you to get started.
Hope the fee is gonna be the same, because yeah.
That one I cannot guarantee that one.
Oh, please let it be.
Okay. I mean, you can just at the time you can let me know and I'll see what I can do for you.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. It was good chatting up with everybody. So, like I said, just one last time before we call it a day. The discount is still up. The discount is going to be expiring by midnight. So if you want to take advantage of the discount, please get started now. Okay, get started now. So you're using the early bird discount. So instead of using the original discount that comes on the website, which is welcome 30, so you're getting it at 500, 600, and 700 pounds. If you apply the discounts that we have here, all right, you're getting it for 450 and 550 pounds. So if you're looking at getting started, please take advantage of this early bird discount. That's going to happen till midnight. Take advantage, get started. And like I said, the goal is very simple. The goal is for you to get a job. That's the experience and everything that we're doing today. All the conversations we had is for you to get a job. So how do you leverage your care experience? How do you leverage all the care experience, healthcare experience, warehouse experience, or any experience that you have in getting a job? And if you don't get a job in 4 months, so in July, August, September, October, you don't get a job in that 4 months, we're going to work with you and guarantee that you get 3 interviews after the 4 months. Okay, that's exactly what we're going to do for you. So 3 guaranteed interviews. Okay, and we'll continue to support you until you get a job. So that's what you're paying for. You're not just paying for, you're paying for guarantee that somebody would hold your hand and guide you to make that payment and get you to get a job. So looking forward to having you guys on board. Like I said, I think answers to our questions are important. Rafael Okonta. I'm not sure. Your hand, did you just raise up your hand, Rafael? Rafael, are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you. My hand has been up, and I've asked questions in the chat, and you didn't probably read the question.
Please
I
explain.
wanted you to explain to me. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, cloud and
Yeah,
data.
I see I see cloud stroke data engineering. I just wanted to understand the correlation. Are you talking about cloud engineering?
So they are almost in the same vein. Okay, so cloud data engineering are almost in the same vein. So you know the role of a data engineer. Would I presume, or do you want me to?
Yeah, I'm actually in the cloud side, so I know there are similarities, but they cannot be in the same.
All right,
portfolio. That's just why I was asked the question. Because even going through your website, I can see more of data engineering, but I can't even see anything on cloud engineering.
All right, so you're looking at cloud engineering, the side of the solutions architect side of things, correct?
Yes, DevOps side, cloud engineering.
DevOps, your solution architects and all that. So now when we're looking at cloud and data engineering, we're looking at the process of migrating, moving data from source location to destination location. All right. Okay. So in every organization that exists today, they have their data in the cloud. Okay. So even if they don't have it in the cloud, they are in the process of migrating to the cloud. So that's the role of the cloud and data engineer. So you see roles like AWS cloud engineer. So that's a data engineer, or AWS engineer, AWS cloud engineer, Azure cloud engineer. These are data engineers that are responsible for building the architecture, building the warehouse, the data warehouse, the data lake, and all this, all these experiences that, okay, we have the data in this particular location, all right, but HR needs this type of data. Who makes that data available for HR? That's the data engineer or cloud data engineer. Does that make sense? So moving data within the cloud, okay, that's the role of the data engineer. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, but I don't know if we could also speak outside after this meeting. I could have your direct contact so I could speak with you after this meeting.
Did you fill the attendance, Rafael? Rafael, you're muted if you're speaking. Did you fill the attendance? You're muted. I can't seem to hear you anymore. Rafael, if you fill the attendance?
Yeah, I said I will fill it right away. No problem about that.
Okay, so I'll send you an email so that we can speak. Okay. All right.
That'll be fine. Thank you.
All right, Rafael. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Looking forward to having you guys on board. Like I said, the discount is going to elapse 5 by noon, by midnight today. All right. So looking forward to having you guys on board, and thank you so much. If you had a wonderful time, give me a thumbs up. Just give me a thumbs up if you had a wonderful time. All right. Awesome. Samuel, Hillary, Kiki. Okay, awesome. Looking forward to working with you guys. Course is starting on the 4th of July. If you want to start in August, you can also start in August. You're securing your discount, but you're starting as soon as possible. So thank you very much, guys. Do have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye, guys. Thank you. All right.